How are you feeling?
Well,
How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
I'm not clear. How is it that playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital?
That's difficult to answer.
is the end. There's a noise inside my head of crying people facing death. Is this the end? Is this the end? I'm burning in the stone. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the stone. This is the final fight. What have we done to the world? What have we done to the world? I'm burning in the stone. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the stone. This is the final
All right, what's up, guys? I'm so sorry I'm late. There was a there was a dog related emergency that resulted in someone getting a bath that he was not happy about. But thankfully that's over. And Victor did it. To be honest, Victor did. Victor took one for the team and gave him the bath because my husband is a good man. My husband is a good man that does what needs to be done when the dog needs a bath. I married well. I married very well. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, speaking of Victor, it is Victor's birthday on Thursday. And because it's his birthday on Thursday, he has tomorrow and Thursday off. And basically, we have decided that we're gonna go on a little overnight to the White Mountains, and we're gonna go stay at Adventure Suites in the Jungle Suite, which is gonna be fucking awesome. I showed it to you guys yesterday. It's like the coolest hotel ever. They have all of these just like really done up theme suites. And we used to go every year for Victor's birthday. And for like years, and we stayed in a bunch of the suites, and then we just stopped doing it for some reason. I don't really know why, but we're going back. It's been 15 years since we stayed in the room we're going to be staying in. It's going to be fucking awesome. Anyway, I'm telling you guys this, and I showed this suite on the stream yesterday. If you guys, it's just go to adventuresuites.com and look at the Jungle Suite. You'll see where we're staying. It's fucking awesome. It's so cool. Anyway, I am taking tomorrow off. I am also possibly taking Thursday off or doing a later stream because I'm going to go spend time with my husband in the White Mountains, hiking around and going and looking at a gorge and looking at waterfalls and doing what and possibly going to a brewery that is right next to Adventures. Oh, Honey Badger's here. Yo, since Honey Badger's here, I have to show you the suite. Chelly, I have to show you this. I have to show you this because I didn't know Honey Badger was here. Hey, hang the fuck on. Now we have to do the whole story properly, okay? Look at this. So this is Adventure Suites. It's a fucking awesome hotel, and I'll show you which one we're going to be staying in because it's so fun. The Jungle Suite. It's this huge ass suite, and it has a giant round bed. Haha. Obviously, it has thatch roof. It has a whole bar with stools that look like it. No, you should not. No. that you should definitely not fucking expect that. And that's both his and my decision, by the way. Neither of us want a little fucking spawn running around. Like no. And honestly, why the fuck did you just ruin my entire stream? Like, literally go fuck yourself. No. Anyway, back to what's important. The cool hotel room that Victor and I are staying in tomorrow has a giant wooden door with a lion on it. It has a hot tub in the middle of the fucking room. It has a waterfall. It has a fiber optic sky so that when you're sitting in the hot tub and looking up at the ceiling of the room, it looks like you're under a starry sky. It even has like shooting comments, if I remember correctly, and stuff like that. It's so cool. It's so cool. That's another thing there. Another view of the room. Blah, blah, da, da, da. There's this whole little loft area that looks like a psychedelic trip for some reason. I don't really know why they did that. It's got a cool bathroom, a cool shower. Anyway, I mostly just wanted to show off the fact that I'm literally staying in a massive fucking suite with a giant hot tub in the middle of it, with a waterfall, with a fiber optic fucking sky, and it's in the middle of the White Mountains, and it's awesome. And we've stayed in a whole bunch of these before. We've stayed in, let me show you guys. Hang on. Load website. What the fuck? We've stayed in, let's see. None of those. We've stayed in the Victorian Spa. That has a sauna in it and a throne. I really want to stay in the Dragon's layer because it has a bed that's suspended from the ceiling. We've stayed in none of those. The cave was so fucking cool. It's a room that looks like a giant ass cave. We've stayed in the movie theater. That was fucking cool. I really want to stay in the haunted castle someday, but it's super expensive. It's like $1,000 a night because it sleeps like 20 people or something like. But look at this. It's got a giant ass queen's bed with a throne. Look at this shit. Anyway, this is like one of the most fun hotels ever that I've ever stayed in. It's awesome. Yeah, there's all sorts of like romantic ones. Yeah. And it's also right next to a brewery, and so we're probably gonna go get beer, and that's gonna be awesome because I am apparently a lightweight when it comes to beer now. I have like half a beer and I'm already drunk, and it's like, okay, well, good thing it's right next to the thing, or Victor can drive if we go somewhere else. So that's what's going on. I will be taking tomorrow off. I will also possibly be taking Thursday off, depending on when we get back. Or I may just stream later in the day. We'll have to see what happens. Obviously, I will still probably be posting content on the Twitter and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, a vacation such as it is. But anyway, that's what's going on there. Today on the stream, we're going to be watching a progressive whine and complain. And normally we don't watch progressives on the channel, but how I learned about this video was people in my group chat were basically in the chat, I guess, trolling this video, and they were doing live commentary in the group chat about the video. Yeah, you guys know so Golf, you're happy with this decision? You're happy with this decision? Well, I watched when you guys were trolling them in the group chat. I remember I turned it on for about like 3 minutes or whatever. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, okay, maybe I need to actually go back and watch this because it actually looks pretty great. So I thought we would do that and it would be fun. We are going to be doing Disenraged later as well. Amalek's going to come on and teach us about the Book of Enoch and actually have like a serious stream about the Book of Enoch. So I think that's going to be awesome. Disenraged is going to be at 9 p.m. tonight. Amalek has yet to send me a video to watch, but he promises he's going to. W's Ninja Artist, thank you so much for gifting a channel membership. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate. Oh, you know her. Oh, this will be fun then. This will be even more fun than I thought. Okay, let's start our channel membership count up, hopefully. Count up. Hey guys, you wanna fund my getaway for the night at the crazy hotel and potentially Victor's birthday present. You wanna fund all that? Throw in some super chats, throw in some channel memberships. Uh-oh. We got a magatard. We got a magatard. Hang on. We've got a magatard literally doxing my house in the chat as we speak. Uh-huh. 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 Oh, another day, another magatard doxing my house. Oh, must be a day that ends in Y. Hey, good things. We got lots of guns in the house and knives and various other weapons and stuff like that. And so yeah, keep coping, magatard, I guess. Don't really know what to say about that. No, it wasn't on Rumble, it was on YouTube, but it got deleted pretty quickly. So whatever is what it is. Anyway, so we're gonna be watching this. Now, we unfortunately have an order of business that I am going to attend to. And I really, really hope that this will end the situation. I hope. Fingers crossed. Everyone needs to cross their fingers, okay? Yep. Pisces business. Pisces fucking business. W's, John, thank you so much for the gifted channel membership. Really appreciate it. It's added to the tally. You guys would make me so happy if you just donated a bunch of gifted channel memberships in doing what I'm about to do. And, you're going to see why in a second. So, Big Pisces is again in my DMs. And I was attempting, against my better judgment, to try to have a productive conversation with him. Because, listen, although he is a deeply, 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 deeply imperfect person, deeply, so am I. I don't always get things right. I don't always make the correct decision. And there has been one thing in particular with him that I have had a lot of regrets about for a long time. And I've tried to address this with him privately on multiple occasions, and he always refused to talk to me. Even when we were getting along, he refused to have the conversation. And so I wasn't going to force it. And I basically said, okay, you don't want to talk about it? Fine, whatever. And apparently he has still, because we never had the conversation in private, like we damn well should have, 2 years ago now? Apparently he has carried this incident in his back pocket, being pissed off about it for a really long time. And it has to do with the Century of the Self stream that we did a long time ago, where essentially what happened on that stream was it was supposed to be a reaction video. I was trying to react to it. He wasn't really engaging. It got really awkward at some point because I was trying to actually have a dialogue about what we were watching, and he apparently just wanted to sit there and watch it. And that doesn't work for YouTube, and that doesn't work for fair use. And so I got annoyed because he just wasn't talking. And I'm like, this is a reaction video. What do you want? And my annoyance led to us getting into a fight on the stream in which I said things to him that were mean, and he didn't like it. Now, what I will say is that what you guys don't know is that we got into a fight. He apologized to me the next day. He apologized. And I was still pretty pissed about it. And I did not take his apology well. And part of the reason I didn't take his apology well is because at this time, I didn't think he liked me. I just didn't think he liked me. I thought the only reason that he was even talking to me was to use me to try to get to Nick Fuentes, because there's a whole history with him and Nick Fuentes. And I thought the only reason he was even engaging with me was because he wanted to try to get to Nick in some way, or to get one on the Grifters, or like all of this stuff. Now, I was going along with it at the time because, quite frankly, I was annoyed at the Grifters at the time. And I was like, okay, well, this is interesting. This is different. Like, who the fuck even is this person? And so I was engaging with him partly because I was annoyed at the Grifters, partly just out of pure curiosity, partly out of boredom. But I never really thought that he liked me. I never really thought that that was what was it never even occurred to me at all until months and months and months and months and months after the fact, when I then tried to have a conversation with him to say what actually happened during this, because that was really confusing to me for a long time. And he didn't want to have the conversation, but I was like, was this not what I thought it was? Because I didn't think the reason I reacted aggressively and the reason I didn't accept his apology and the reason that I told him at that time, and I remember this happening, I was sitting in the hotel in Detroit getting ready to go to AFPAC. I had just been accosted by a fucking black guy at a 7-Eleven across the street. I was like not happy. I didn't think that he actually liked me. I didn't think this was any sort of like thing. I thought that he was just another person trying to use me on the internet, which has happened a million fucking times. And so I said, this is not fun anymore. I don't want to do this anymore, which just meant basically, doing whatever thing I was doing with him. And I shut Discord and I went to AFPAC and I didn't sign back into Discord again for like 2 days because I had to travel home and I just didn't want to. I wasn't really in Discord that much anyway. And I was just like, okay, whatever. By the time I had signed back into Discord, he had deleted all of his messages that he had ever sent me because he was afraid, I think, that I was going to use the messages against him. I was never going to do that, but that's what he thought. And I guess I can understand that to some extent. And that made sense to me because I never really thought that he liked me anyway. I thought he was always just using me as a weapon against the Grifters. And so I was like, oh, okay, so I was right. Okay. Okay. So I was right. Like there it is. I was right. Yep. Well, come to find out, based on the stream he did about me, when was it? Last week? That I didn't watch because I didn't want to, but Jennifer did because Jennifer was curious about what he said about her. Jennifer told me on movie night on Sunday, even though I didn't really want to hear it, Jennifer told me some of the things he said on that stream. She told everyone in the group that was there for movie night because sometimes we gossip before movie night and that sort of thing, whatever. And she said, he said that he liked you like on the stream essentially. And I was like, are you fucking shitting me? Because that was the first confirmation that I've had in any way that it wasn't what I thought it was back then. I thought he was being an asshole because he was using me to try to get to Nick. That's what I thought. I reacted towards him as someone who I thought was trying to use me. Turns out, apparently, I was wrong about that. And he has been sitting on this ever since, really annoyed continuously about the entire thing. Okay? So he and I were talking, and I have no idea what this message is that he sent me up here. No idea. He and I are talking, and I said, and I tried to explain all of this to him, again, against my better judgment, perhaps. And he didn't want to hear it because nothing I say and do is good enough, and nothing I say or do matters because he's still pissed off about this. So then I said to him, okay, what can I actually do in this? And he says, I would say that it's still not too late for you to do the right thing, but I know you won't. That's why I don't respect you. No amount of spiritualism will change the fact that you're a stinky person. It's not that you're an Aries, it's because you're poop. With a plunger emoji. And this is the type of shit he's been saying to me all week long, like constantly, never ending fucking insults. And I tried to focus on, what do you want? What do you actually want? What is the right thing? Apologize publicly on the timeline. Admit you were wrong for getting shitty and bossy towards me. Admit that you and I would probably still be chill if you hadn't acted that way, and all your bitching about me has been nothing but cope. Admit that there was no reason for this to escalate except that you're stubborn and rude and your ego got tangled up in some sort of retarded power struggle against me in a vain attempt to manage your public image. Now, some of the things in his demand list, I don't agree with. I don't agree with them at all. I don't agree with many things in his demand list, the least of which is, when have I ever actually given a fuck about my public image? When have I ever fucking cared about my public image, my brand, darling? When, like, if I actually cared about my public image, I would have handled so many things over the past 6 years completely differently than the way I actually handled them. So I don't think that that particular assertion or why I did what I did is actually correct in that. I'm not going to go line by line through it, but I don't agree with a lot of things he said, and I'm not going to say I do. And if that's not fucking good enough, then it's not fucking good enough. And I can't do anything about that. What I will say is that I actually am sorry for how I treated him on that stream. I am sorry that I didn't accept the apology that he gave me. I really was very bitchy towards him because I didn't think he liked me. And I thought he was just using me to get to Nick. And so I had no reason to be nice. But had I known that that wasn't what was going on at the time, I think I would have handled it very, 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 very differently. And I've had a lot of regrets about that. And I've relitigated it in my head a lot of times. And I tried to talk to him about it. I tried to talk to him about it multiple times. He didn't want to. So there was nothing I could really do about it. I wasn't going to try to force him. He didn't want to. So I do feel bad about that. I do feel bad about the way I handled that. And I literally have no problem saying that, because I don't think there's any shame in admitting that you were wrong when you were actually wrong. So I'm not going to say that I agree with everything he wrote in that, because I don't. And if he's being honest with it about it, I think he actually knows that. And I think he knows that a lot of that interpretation is untrue. And if he doesn't, then there's nothing I can fucking do about it. But I am sorry about the stream. I'm sorry I didn't accept his apology the next day. I'm sorry I was bitchy towards him. I wish it hadn't happened that way. I really do. I wish it hadn't happened that way. But it did. There's nothing I can do to go back and change it. And if what he really wants is a public apology, then fine. I have no problem giving that. Now, the question is, for me, is that going to be good enough for him? We'll see. We'll see. Because I'm just now washing my hands of this. I'm washing my hands of this. I have done everything I can do. I've tried countless times to resolve this. I'm done. I'm done. There's nothing more. And so he's going to do whatever he does with it. And he's going to show his true colors either way. And that's really all. That's really all I have to say about that. You guys want to watch that video? Why don't we just dig into that? It's a long fucking video. Let's dig into that. All right. Guys, please mount the like button if you would be so kind. Please Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. As a reminder, I am 100% completely independently funded by people just like you. And you know what? Listen, the last oh, see, this is and this is why I don't actually think this is going to be good enough, because his audience is in the chat doing this, and so I don't really think that's going to be good enough, and we're just going to ban you, bro. Bye. Guys, as a reminder, I'm completely 100% funded by people like you. If you guys don't fund my work, it does not happen. I have a 100 channel membership goal on the days when we watch leftist content and we break it down and we talk about it. So if you would like to fund my work, please feel free to throw in some channel memberships. Channel memberships not only fund my work, they also help out. Yo! Look at Old Sub throwing it down at the beginning of the video. Old Sub, you just made me so happy. You just made me so happy, Old Sub. Thank you. 50 channel memberships. W's in the chat for Old Sub. Big support in the chat. I want to see Plague Doctor emojis in the chat if you have a membership. Yo! He did it again. Old Sub, are you fucking serious? Old Sub. And I don't want to leave I am out. I am gifted a membership too. W's to you, I am. I appreciate you so much. Holy shit. Old Sub just threw down 100. I didn't think we were going to meet the membership goal today. Old Sub, just like himself, he's like, I got it, guys. I got you, bro. You do so much. And you're so generous. And I so appreciate you. And I know the community appreciates you and everything that you do. Do you guys know that Old Sub does not just gift channel memberships? He makes cool fucking stickers that he runs around and posts everywhere. He gives community members these stickers. I wish I had. They're in my pile of them is in the other room, because Old Sub, did you know that I brought the stickers with me to the autonomous zone in Madison? I was gonna stick some of the stickers on the autonomous zone, but I didn't get a chance before they chased me out of there and then tried to fucking kill me. And so I tried so hard to get the stickers in the autonomous zone. He's made this cool ass flag. He sent me one. And he has one flying above his house. He got a fucking Plague Doctor tattoo. Old Sub is the man. He is a legend. He does so much for everyone in the community. Thank you so much, my friend. You are the best. I so appreciate it. You're so generous, and it's overwhelming. And thank you for every single thing that you do. Okay, that doesn't mean the rest of you are off the hook. That doesn't mean the rest of you are off the hook, though. Mike, thank you so much for the channel membership, bro. I really appreciate that. That doesn't mean the rest of you are off the hook. Just because Old Sub single-handedly met the membership goal does not mean that you guys can't give. As a reminder, I'm taking tomorrow off. I'm going on birthday vacay with the hubby. And so if you guys want to give channel memberships, totally fine. If you guys want to send in super chats, that's fine too. Yeah, the rest goes to Victor's birthday present that I already bought him. But like, it's okay. It's okay. The rest goes to Victor's birthday present. No more. No, this is a non-handbag purchase day with it all goes to Victor's present, which he deserves for putting up with as much bullshit as he has to put up with being married to me. Okay, let's get into the video, guys. We are watching a progressive complain about monetizing Nazis, pardoning grifters, targeting teachers, and another day in MAGA America. And we're going to see how insane this woman is. Leo, W's, bro, thank you so much for the gifted channel membership. You rock. And remember, if this stream sucks, it's Reagan's fault and Hans's fault and Golf's fault. And I don't remember who else was trolling this stream when it happened. But if this ends up being stupid or boring, it's not my fault. It's their fault. Okay. It's not. Bot was involved too. I think there was a whole slew of people in the group chat. The Guru, you were involved. Oh, you didn't pick the video? Okay, well, I guess that's a good point, Reagan. Reagan's like, oh, holy shit. Oh, okay, we're trusting. Well, Golf is a Pisces, so I'm not sure that's the best decision you've ever made. I can blame it on Hans. Okay, excellent. You were. Oh, Otis was involved. Of course he was. Okay. Anyway, so everyone. Pisces getting blamed for everything. Pisces getting blamed for everything. Well, usually That's the case. Usually that's the case. But golf, guess what? If I'm wrong and this video is fucking awesome, then I will admit that I'm wrong. You know that. Yeah. The Pisces are oppressed on this channel. The Pisces are oppressed. All right, guys, we're going to dig into this video. Let's get this party started. Fast forward, Tara.
Arm for this microphone. It keeps. Sarah, thank you for being here. YouTube.com/C4channel/Tarabuster. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio and APS Radio News, keeping the show going and growing, helping with your generous donations. Thank you, patrons. Thank you, Jim in the chat, for being a moderator. Thank you, Elizabeth, for being a moderator, keeping us safe in the YouTube chat. And Andrea over on Twitch. And everybody.
You salute
and
old
Errol, who is also on.
What does HBVB mean? Happy birthday, Victor. Okay, got it. I figured it out. Happy birthday, Victor. Shikalago W, sir. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. It does, doesn't it? This is like Wayne's World. You're right.
On Twitch. All right. Yeah, become a patron, patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Thank you for your support. Just on the board, Tara Jr. Okay, buddy. Yeah, all right. Everybody hears you. Wait, hold on. Let me get my cat cam on.
It does. True.
Put a cat cam. Let's just have a permanent cat cam. Okay.
Cat cam. Okay, fast forward.
Oh,
there is a cat cam. Holy shit.
A selfie stick or something.
That's like a fucking demon cat. Look at that cat's eyes. That's a demon cat. That cat basically wants to kill her. Or they that. Is this a her or they them? I don't know. I truly don't know. Is this an actual woman or is this a they them?
So, man, it's it's a lot of bullshit that goes on doing this show. Just doing a show. And as you know, you guys know I was doxxed before, right? And it was really annoying. Finally, I changed my phone number, which so the MAG causing a stir in some maggot brain cell somewhere.
Hey, Tara, when you eventually find out that we've watched your video and reacted to it, just know, you dumb fucking leftist, I don't support Trump. Trump can go fuck himself. I didn't vote for Trump. I'm much further right than Trump is, like to like a significant degree. So if you want to get any fucking ideas about doing some sort of stream where you got a bunch of maggots were streaming me, no, honey, no. We are not MAGA. We hate MAGA. We rip on MAGA more than you do. We are significantly more fascist than MAGA will ever fucking be.
I don't know who it is, but they called they had my address, but because they didn't have my phone, they couldn't send Scientologists to my house. They couldn't do things that they were trying to do earlier. Like I would be on the show, doing the show, and they would try to send me pizzas. That's a threat. That's the it's just basically to show they know where you live. I'm fine with that. If you know where I live, like, come at me, bro, because it would be good for the show. Okay. So they, would give the show a lot of publicity, and I would be happy about that. But and other things. I mean, I was keeping a document of it. In fact, I made a report to the FBI. I mean, this is what you do. And so I don't, whatever. I'm 58 years old. Whatever at this point. So I've had my life. It is a little, it's not, I mean, is it scary? I find it pathetic. I find it absolutely pathetic. And they are pathetic because, I mean, I'm out here. Here's me. Here's my show. It's called Tara Buster with Tara Devlin. You see my face. You know, I don't have a makeup artist, clearly. I don't have a hairdresser. This is the way I look tonight. You know my name. I'm out here. My opinions are
Okay, Tara, let's get through the fucking pooping, okay?
run red state. I don't know if it's a group of people or it's one fucking maggot that has a fixation on me. But clearly they watched the show, because let me tell you, so they got my phone number. That was my own fault initially, because they you know, if you Google your name is all over the place, and your number, you could just like buy
service. I'm looking at the timeline.
those,
Okay,
like,
okay.
you
We're
know,
gonna
what do
fast
you
forward
call
till
it?
this woman is
Whatever.
actually talking about
And
something important.
She
Okay.
wrote this post on Facebook. Oh man, this sucks. I should have grabbed it, because it takes place in North Carolina, and the North Carolina school district hired a trans teacher. Okay, North Carolina, Wake County, North Carolina School Board. And then this bitch, Erin Pear, she wrote this horrible, ugly Facebook post about this trans teacher. Where is it? Erin. I'm just trying to find her account now. So it looks like she took the post down. Oh no, she didn't. Okay, it's still there. Well, she's one of those people that, of course, be like, I'm always right, no matter what. Even though history will revile her more than the normal people of Earth do now. And so this is Erin Pear. She wrote on Facebook, I've received your emails and phone calls about the hiring of a transgender biological male who dresses like a woman. What a piece of shit this lady is. What a horrible waste of...
Isn't that a factual statement?
Right? What a mean, terrible ignoramus.
That's a factual
bully.
Statement. Can't even
So,
speak
who
facts
dresses
anymore
as a woman, music teacher, and this is what annoys me. Look at her, besides everything else, of course. Look at her family. Well, there they are, all wonderful. I hope one of them or two of them are trans. I hope they are.
Two. Yeah, okay.
This guy, her husband looks like a closet case. God knows. She looks like...
Well, there is a lot of that on the right.
Within an inch of her life.
Actually.
Keeping it all together. Keep that fake smile, that poor dog that has to be around her. And, you know, if she's a cis woman, there but for the grace of God, she goes. But, you know,
the fuck does that
she
mean?
has no excuse. There's no excuse for being an ignoramus. You can educate yourself. You don't have to be a hateful bigot that targets a person. You want her out of school. You want to hound her out of a job. So this is what this bitch writes. I have brought your concern. So she said, you know, biological male, go fuck yourself, Erin Pear.
He is a biological male.
Yeah, that's why I hate maggots, legally and peacefully. So.
See, these people don't believe biology exists, guys. They don't believe biology is a real thing.
Horrible.
Okay, great. Thanks, Otis.
They are
appreciate
a parade
that.
of horribles.
Good job. Good idea.
They, you know, they don't. They're but for the grace of God. Next life, bitch. I hope you come back as a transgender, anything trans. Just come back as a trans person. Come back as somebody trans in a fake Christian household. And you see, they can never put themselves in anybody else's shoes. There's no excuse for this ignoramus, because it is pure ignorance and hate. And the Nazis targeted trans people
Nazis!
similar ways.
Lightning bolts
So
in the
she
chat.
wants to hound this music teacher out of a job. She posts on Facebook targeting this poor person who got a job, was telling her friends probably, oh, I got a job teaching music to kids. And, oh, well, they can't have that in Maggotville. You're not supposed to exist. You're supposed to conform in the party of the rugged individuals. You need to be what they tell you you are.
That's actually true.
That's why they're all fucking miserable.
That's actually
true. That's why Pete Hegseth can't take a day sober. That's why they're hateful. Inflicting their manias outwards on everyone.
I mean, listen. There's a certain amount of this that is true. In order to be accepted in MAGA, if you're a woman, you need to get a boob job. You need to get Botox. You need to have your hair. You need to get the pageant fucking look. You need to wear the right clothes. You need to have the right bag. Literally, when Ashley St. Clair was spilling all the tea on TikTok about what it's like to be a MAGA influencer, she literally talked about how they all had a Chinese lady to go to get a fake bag so they could have the right bag, but they were getting them from China. Probably the knockoff purses that I get from China are way better than whatever Chinese lady that they were getting them from, because mine are really fucking good. But like MAGA was going to China and then not admitting it like I do. I'm very proud of my high-end knockoff purse collection, okay? And they were going to China to get bags to fit into the MAGA image after they got their fucking plastic surgery and their Botox. And we all know this is true. Speaking of which, by the way, can we all drag Gavin McInnes's ass? Can we all drag Gavin McInnes's faggoty ass? And I don't feel like I'm exaggerating there, because the man literally penetrated himself with a butt plug, okay? I'm actually not being hyperbolic when I say I'm not being hyperbolic. Can we drag his ass, please? John, thank you so much for the super chat. I look nice in the pink and white ball cap. I do like this hat. I think this hat is also very comfortable, and I think it looks good. And I appreciate that, John. Thank you so much for the super chat. Anyway, Gavin McInnes yesterday posts this video of me. Oh, he has a tiny penis. Like, imagine my shock. Imagine my shock that Gavin McInnes has a tiny dick. Imagine my shock. So he posts this video of me and he said, wait, so this chick isn't a fat, ugly lesbian anymore? It's crazy the aesthetic range women have. Guys, conservatives apparently don't understand that people can lose weight and grow their hair out. Did you guys know there's been many other times in my life when I've had longer hair? Did you guys know that my hair wasn't always short? Did you guys know that there have been other times in my life where I am as thin as I am now? Did you guys know that I basically gained weight because I got injured when I was doing running, so I couldn't do running anymore. And then I got gang stalked for several fucking years of my life on the internet by faggoty magatards who were trying to force me to conform to their image, and I didn't want to. And so they gang stalked me and harassed me to the point where they were trying to get me to kill myself for years of my life. And then still, I regrouped. I built my own community based off my intelligence, not based off of my tits. And I eventually lost the weight anyway. And now I'm way fucking hotter than the woman Gavin McInnes is married to. Can we all just be honest about that? W Cynthia! Thank you so much for the 10 gifted channel memberships. The Emerald Queen is in the house. Big support from Cynthia today. Thank you, Cynthia, for that. You rock. We love you. So can we just tell Gavin McInnes to literally go fuck himself? Because you know what? Listen, man, listen. People ask me all the time, Karlyn, why don't more people talk about your work? Do you want to know why? Because the right wing is completely obsessed with weight and your hair. They are, this is basically a gay man. You understand this. He is obsessed with weight and hair. And this is all they talk about. And this is all they care about. Gavin McInnes, founder of the Proud Boys, pretended to be fighting Antifa for years and years and years to grift money. Can we just, again, like, I feel like we have the benefit of hindsight. Maybe at the time that Gavin McInnes founded the Proud Boys, it seemed like this cool fucking thing, and they were out fighting Antifa and all this stuff, and I loved watching the Proud Boys beat the shit out of Antifa. I fucking loved it. But can we all acknowledge that this man founded an organization that he claimed was fighting Antifa, pushing back against Antifa, doing stuff about Antifa, and literally they never did shit. They literally never did shit. They never did anything productive. The organization was a complete and total failure. The Proud Boys today are so fucking pathetic. Like, actually pathetic. Actually pathetic. So Gavin McInnes, who is obsessed with apparently my weight and my hair, doesn't realize women can lose weight, doesn't realize women can grow their hair out. And no, by the way, it wasn't Ozempic like all of your retard followers said, Gavin. I gave up carbs and sugar, you fucking moron. He's never done anything about the far left. He's never done anything about Antifa. And all he did was grift for years for money while penetrating himself in the ass with a butt plug while showing his tiny dick on the internet. And this is the person, these are the people that I've had to deal with for years and years and years, as I've been going undercover with Antifa more than anyone, educating millions of people all over the internet about what's going on using primary sources. This is the bullshit that I've had to deal with ongoing for years. So I'm going to put the link in the chat to this post from Gavin. And I'm going to show you, he also posted this. And I don't know why people think I'm embarrassed by this picture. Do you know how much I look like my grandmother in this picture? My grandmother was fucking awesome. My grandmother was fucking awesome. My grandmother was a badass bitch. These people think that I'm embarrassed, like posting a picture of me with shorter hair where I look exactly like my fucking grandmother looked. No, my grandmother's fucking awesome. So, like, whatever. But this was my response. That was my response. Can't say that on YouTube. I'll get in trouble, apparently. Let me just put that in the chat, though. So if you guys want to reply to Gavin McInnes and literally tell him to go fuck himself right off with his tiny fucking penis, say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Nick and Vince cooked Gavin and Adam King in that debate. Oh, I vaguely remember that. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I think you're right about that. All right, back to the whiny progressive. That's his wife. Hang on. Let's bring that up. Music. Oh, yeah, exactly. Gavin, that's not, wait, hang on. That's not it at all. That's not the thing I had at all. I did not copy the link Music Hand sent me. Hang on. Take two. Hey, Gavin, bro. That's your wife, honey. That's your wife. Not even white, by the way. Not even white. Whatever. People like what they like, but she looks like a little bit of a bigger lady. And people can judge for themselves, I suppose. Listen, man, there are a limited number of women in the world that want to be with a man with a small penis. That's just the way it goes. Like, I am very lucky and very, very blessed with my husband. I am very, very, very blessed. I don't have to worry about the small penis problem. But some women, Gavin, I guess some women just they just like men that don't, everyone has their thing. Everyone has their thing. Everyone has their thing. Yeah, isn't it more interesting that he's interested in discrediting the video based on my looks rather than actually doing anything productive? Do you wonder why the Proud Boys never did shit about Antifa, even though they grifted all this money claiming to do something about Antifa? Never did anything. Okay, well, whatever. Back to this.
They need to get help. I have not been wrong yet.
Like
ever
gay, Gavin,
about these
gay,
people.
literally gay,
All
literally
they need,
gay.
like the fucking douchebag, the coward pedo who hides behind the veil of anonymity to try to get people to call
Probably
me
true,
on the
Golf.
fucking phone.
Probably true. Probably true.
Can I get my salmon? Oh, okay. No, you can't. It doesn't, I mean, it's like, get a life. Not you, not the people who called. It's not their fault. They're just the unwitting victims, like everybody else in this country who fall for the maggot shtick. But here's what she writes. I have taken your, I've brought your concerns to the attention of the Wake County public school system leadership. Oh, it's like Lauren Band from the Bowling Alley Bobert and Nancy Mace hounding the trans legislator, her name, Sarah McBride. Oh, Sarah McBride's in the bathroom. Hurry. Let's get her. Because these are cowards. They can't do their cowarding, their bullying alone. So she goes to the school board because she doesn't want this music teacher to have a job. This is why trans people are even more vulnerable in our society, which is why we should be hypervigilant and protect them more and be more compassionate and more welcoming to them. But no, not Erin Pear. And you better believe she calls herself a Christian. I don't care. This is what she writes. I don't care how adults choose to live outside of the professional workday, but I will always, all caps, protect our children. You're not protecting our children, Erin. You're turning them into hateful bigots like you. This is an example of why we have school choice, parentheses, charters, opportunity scholarships, etc. All the maggot kiss up, kick down bullshit, because we don't like these government schools that welcome everybody, because we don't want to live in a country that is welcoming.
She's trying so hard.
That understands. We don't want to live, the understanding.
Breaking news. I'm like doxing. I have to. It's Thomas fucking Massey. Breaking news. Thomas Massey just liked my retweet of Mom of Data Republican. And if you haven't been following the Data Republican stuff, it's fucking crazy. Maybe we'll talk about it another day. Oh, look, Mom of Fed is deflecting from Data Republican, lying to millions of people for money. This entire family and anyone associated with them needs to be shamed off the internet, liked by Thomas fucking Massey. Yo! Twitter fucking win. I think that's the first like I've ever gotten from Thomas Massey. That's awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Thomas. You rock. We love you.
Of the diversity, the beautiful tapestry of the human experience. Yeah. We don't want to live in a country like that. We want a country that is just as fucking small and narrow and ugly and hateful as we are, as maggots are. We want a coward. The cowardice of maggotry is their guiding North Star. Because you better believe all of them, the rugged individuals.
That's a great word. Maggotry. I like that. Scott, thank you so much for being a member of the channel for 25 months. I so appreciate the support. I a little down, but at least I'm not small now. I need a good laugh. Listen, man, it's all good. Whatever you have, it's all good. It really is. I'm sick of both sides and the silly views. Me too, Scott. Me too. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
That, you can't be yourself in the maggot world. You got to be what they tell you to be. You can't be a rugged individual like this music teacher.
Yeah, good word.
who
Rare
is
progressive W.
living her authentic life or trying to, but she's got the mobs for liberty, and the mob, the libs
The
of
mob for
TikTok
the libs
got a
of
hold of
TikTok.
this story, and the mobs for
The
liberty.
libs of
And now they
TikTok,
want to
guys.
hound her out of a job as if she's wearing her authentic clothes that match her
Nice.
gender identity,
girl.
as
Nice.
if that's some kind of costume that she puts on. Like the costume Erin Pear wears, the costume of Christianity and being a good person. That's like all a costume. But because they're all cowards. You better believe in the privacy. I'd like to see their browser history, for Christ's sakes. You better believe it. It's always these holy roller who point fingers at other people. Oh, have these trans panic, gay panic. Oh, I don't care how you live behind closed. I'm protecting the children. You're not protecting the children.
That's actually true.
You're
they aren't doing shit.
Hurting the children.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Because some of those children might be trans and
no,
gay and different.
No child is trans.
In some form. Then maybe they don't want to conform to your hateful maggot ways. But you're going to beat them up until they do. You're going to try to make them economically insecure. Up. You're going to try to make them unable to keep a job.
Oh, honey. The fucking world is going to make them insecure. These people fucking act like the only people who are insecure are trans people. You dumb bitch. Everyone is insecure. Literally everyone is insecure. And if people want to cope with being insecure or being autistic by believing they are not the gender they are born, then that's a choice. I'm sorry. That is what we call a choice that is being reinforced by the public school system that is teaching them that gender is not real. There are other ways to cope with being insecure that are eminently more productive and, quite frankly, effective than transing your fucking body.
You're gonna hound them out of the community, right? With pitchforks and torches if necessary, right? You good Christian bitch. Oh, here's what she writes. Parents should be able to access the education environment most appropriate for their child. You're talking about a human being, you bitch. It's so infuriating. I sometimes I just have a loss. I'm at a loss for words, believe it or not. Trans people exist. They deserve to live openly, safely, and with dignity. A person's gender identity is not reducible to anatomy. I know that's hard to believe, Erin, that your gender identity is not in your pee-pee, it's in your brain. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to explain this to maggots, but they don't care because reality has a liberal bias. So does humanity. And they don't care that however many times we try to educate them, they want to cling to their hate and their cowardice. Because what else are they going to do? That's why they get out of bed in the morning. I just can't fathom it. With the way I
actually don't think about trans children at all when I get out of bed in the morning. Like, that's like actually the very last thing on my mind.
When I think about what motivates these people, go help somebody. Go fucking, first of all, shut your mouth.
Nice,
all right?
God, nice.
Just shut it up.
Just
leave people alone, you bitch. Children benefit from learning that human beings they come in all shapes and sizes, a whole variety. They come in many different backgrounds and experiences.
They also come with many different political persuasions and opinions about how the world should run, Tara.
Experiences. Trans teachers, in fact,
Trans
could
teachers.
offer, well, they should, and they do offer students not only knowledge and professionalism, but a real world example that difference is not something to fear.
Uh-huh.
And you know how kids react. They feed off of you. They look to you. If you're not fazed by it, neither will they be. All you say is, well, your gender identity is in your brain, not in your body parts. And some people are born in the wrong body. And, we help them live authentic lives, thankfully, because we have medicine and because of our advances in medicine and understanding. And, everybody's different. We accept them and love them the same. Okay.
Otis, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, Otis. You follow your bliss. I trust you. I believe in you. Make good choices. Okay?
That's it. Trans teachers could offer that, just like it's real world examples. That kind of visibility helps build compassion, confidence, and the ability to live respectfully among people. That makes them better adults. Kids will grow up understanding, compassion, and that they will live. They have an obligation to live respectfully in a diverse society. And maybe some of their friends might be trans or gay or different somehow. Oh, well, we keep it moving. I don't see the problem, but they have to make problems. If maggots aren't raging and bullying, then what do they do? What are they going to do? They're going to help people? Hold on. I mean, this really infuriated me. The effort to hound a trans person out of a job simply because she is trans, simply because of her identity, is absolutely cruel. It's indefensible. But there they are. There they go. It teaches this teaches children the opposite of what schools are supposed to teach, right? That bullying and prejudice is acceptable. It's acceptable when you direct it at a vulnerable group. You got to just put your hate against the targeted minority group du jour, whoever it might be. It used to be gay people, but visibility, that led to acceptance. And one day trans people will know the same kind of trajectory, but that's what the maggots are afraid of. Who are they going to target? They will always find a target, though. It will be somebody. Immigrants, probably. It's always going to be immigrants. I'm just reading some of the comments. Somebody wrote, I don't know when, get your hair feathered like Farrah Fawcett. Maybe. But back to the task at hand here. I'm just so outraged by this. It really fucking pisses me off to watch this. There's a video actually of the community meeting. Let me see if I can find it. This bitch, look at her. Well, let me just finish the thing here.
Bot just fucking replied to Gavin McInnes. Breaking news. Hang on. I'll put it on the screen. I will actually put this on the screen. This is funny as hell, Bot. Bot just replied to Gavin McInnes. And she said, "You just mad that Karlyn can grow out her hair and lose weight, but you can't grow a dick." Yeah, that's probably true, Bot. Yeah, that's actually probably true. I'm going to put this in the link in the chat if you guys want to go and like that and get it to the top of the liked posts under Gavin McGinnis's post about me where he was an asshole for no good reason. If you guys want to go do that, go ahead.
It says parents should be
That was a W,
able to have
yeah,
access to the education environment most appropriate for their child. Well, fuck off then, you know? Fuck off to the woods like the Unabomber. But you won't, because you want all the benefits of civilization. You just don't want to share with people who are different. You want to fuck things up for everybody. I'll keep you updated. Maybe time to introduce a bill. Oh, see? You see what I mean? They want to legislate trans people out of existence. Introduce a bill requiring gender appropriate professional attire. That's your freedom. Gender appropriate.
You don't have freedom in public schools. Teachers do not have free speech, free expression in public schools. They are taxpayer funded. This has already been decided by the Supreme Court. The clothes you wear are a form of speech. It's expression. You do not have free speech protections when you are a government paid employee in a government institution. They can put parameters and say, this is what we want in the government institution that the taxpayer is paying for, and this is what we don't want. And if you don't like it, go get a fucking job at a private school. Go become a private tutor. There are any number of other avenues that you can take that are not public fucking school teacher.
To Erin, you see? Meanwhile, your gender identity is not in your pee-pee, Erin. I don't believe, I just can't believe I have to explain this to someone who's a grown-ass adult and has a real big girl kind of job. You know? How many times I got to explain it? That, okay, I'll give you the crash course, Erin. All fetuses start with a female blueprint. Weeks into gestation, a chemical, all kinds of chemicals.
No one cares. I'm fast forwarding through the biology lesson from someone who doesn't believe in biology.
They should be able to live authentically.
Let's go to the next one. Okay, next.
County public school teachers, parents, and students all had something to say at Tuesday's school board meeting.
I also sent my kids to public school so that they would experience some of the diversity that I lacked as a result of going to private school.
I think it is insulting and unnecessary that trans people live their lives. Let's get back to educating our kids.
Opposing an emotional public comment.
We need to end that. I'm sorry.
Because this is progressive content. Listen, man. This dumb bitch is not an Antifa. This is not a revolutionary communist. This is not a DSA person. And after this, I want you guys to be grateful when we go back to far left content after I come back from the White Mountains. I want you guys to be grateful. I want you guys to be grateful for the fact that we are going to watch progressive content for one day, because this is what all the fucking progressive content's like. There is no greater evidence than the difference between progressive content and leftist content than like just sitting here and watching progressive content and comparing it to socialist content. There's no greater piece of evidence that progressives and socialists are not the same fucking thing than literally just seeing this is the type of shit progressives do. I shield you guys from this. We don't watch a lot of this. We have to watch some of it sometimes because we do have to understand progressives. Yeah, the White Mountains racist. Exactly. But like, you're going to be so grateful to go back to watching socialism now. You're going to be so grateful. You're going to be like, Karlyn, why did you do that to us? That was awful. That was a horrible fucking experience. And it's going to emphasize to you that progressives and socialists are not the same fucking thing at all in any way. So.
About a transgender Wake County public school music teacher.
Hold on a second. See what maggots do to a community? You see that? See that woman? The pain and suffering they inflict on people.
Yeah, good point, Nick.
That's all they do. Leave people alone. Now we have to have a whole school board meeting about it, and then people are upset, crying.
Exactly, Toby.
They
Exactly.
feel the trauma of bullying. It's horrible. This is what they do. This is the maggot
Is
way.
she Jewish?
Conversation stems from this Facebook post made a week ago by North Carolina State Representative Aaron Pare, stating in part, "I don't care how adults choose to live outside of the professional workday, but I will always protect our children.
No, you won't.
And it may be time to introduce a bill requiring gender-appropriate professional attire for public school employees."
Elementary-age children are now asking questions about sex, gender identity, pronouns, and gender presentation.
Oh my God! Kids are asking questions?
Because they're getting fed this information.
Oh my
in
God,
school.
I know. I don't have kids personally. I have nieces and nephews that I cared for when they were youth, young people, you know, when they were babies and toddlers. And so I know what it's like a little bit. I didn't have them round the clock, but I watched them round the clock on many occasions, and all they do is ask questions. I remember being exhausted from the questions and laughing about it, like, oh gee, because it was hurting my head after a while. I don't know. I got what? It was all the questions. They question everything. Life is new. They're trying to figure it out. So what? That's what all you ask. When they ask a question about gender identity, you respond. Yeah, some people are born male, some are female, some are non-binary, some are born in the wrong bodies. No biggie. And they move, they keep it moving. They learn hate from you.
That creates an educational issue, and therefore a parental rights issue.
Oh, God.
According to Pare's post, she calls the teacher a, quote, transgender biological male who dresses like a woman.
Which is abuse. That's all that is. It's bigotry, hate, and abuse to do that to somebody. That is so harmful and hurtful. Calling someone a biological male.
Why do we keep getting
addressing them
music
by
in the
their
background,
dead
Tara?
name, not being respectful. Just be respectful. Call people what they want to be called. Be nice. Just be fucking nice, right?
Hey, Tara, when you address me on your stream, as you're inevitably going to, I want you to address me as the queen fascist bitch of the internet, okay? That's what you have to do, Tara. That is my pronoun. My pronoun is queen fascist bitch of the internet. And every time you talk about me, Tara, I expect you to use that as my pronoun because I am telling you explicitly that is how I want to be addressed. Queen fascist bitch of the internet.
Think she's a nice person. I'm here to tell her and all the maggots, you're not.
I'm not. I'm
Like
definitely
that
not nice,
guy?
but I'm also not a MAGA.
Kids are asking questions. I wonder, I'd like to see his browser history. Because we know these maggots, they all, especially the holy rollers, the ones who are so triggered by trans people, they got issues. No one who really is secure in their selves, in their gender identity, and no one behaves like that. If you're secure, you just, who cares? Nobody thinks about trans people. Don't think about the trans people as much as maggots do. And they got issues. It's because of their issues. Oh God. And you know what the other thing is that because they have been programmed to hate trans people. We never heard about trans people. I've been doing the show a little bit. You know, this is relatively new to the Maggotville, to the coward Maggotville. It really is. They stopped getting the same impact from hating gays. It really is true. Gay people came out of the closet. Gay people are on TV. There's actors. I remember, I'm old enough to remember when there an actor, a gay actor playing a straight role. I mean, first of all, being a gay actor was, it was, no one knew, it was only rumors. Like Jodie Foster was gay. Everybody who was gay knew that Jodie Foster was gay, and Rosie O'Donnell was gay. Remember when Rosie pretended that she had a crush on Tom Cruise? Remember that? Or how about Ellen? We all knew she was gay.
No one thought Rosie O'Donnell was not a lesbian.
One time I was staying over her house and the Rosie O'Donnell talk show was on, and she was going on about what a cutie patootie Tom Cruise was. And I got annoyed. I was like, oh, come on. And my sister's like, what? And I was like, she's gay. Are you kidding me? And my sister was like, Rosie O'Donnell is gay? Like, she couldn't believe it. So,
oh, come on.
Yes. And now she's out of the closet.
One in the chat, if you were surprised to discover that Rosie O'Donnell was gay. 2 in the chat, if you were not surprised to discover that Rosie O'Donnell is gay. That's just naive, Tara. That's just naive. That's just naive.
Because nobody cares. We did the hard work. We're the ones. I was in Queer Nation. We were the ones that were
Queer
out there.
Nation. Hello, distributors of the seminal pamphlet Queers Read This, which was given out at New York Pride in 1990. That's Queer fucking Nation. Wow.
Visibility. In fact, that was one of our taglines. We were out there. We would go into bars and clubs and start making out, which was a fun kind of protest. I have to say. I was young once, so and
it was my only chance to make out with someone. It was a protest.
Reduce and eliminate the stigma. Nobody cares anymore. But I'm old enough to remember when people did. And there were trans people too, of course, in our community and in our movement. But now, because of the maggots, they're the targets because they're misunderstood. And they tick all the boxes in maggotry, like the fact that gender is a construct and their whole hierarchy bullshit. That they're wedded to hierarchy, and because of their inherent cowardice that makes them attracted to hierarchy, to make sense of the scary, complex world. Because they're fucking cowards. This is the theme of tonight. That's why it takes them, they have to get the mob together and bully somebody. They have to bully the lone teacher, who is the hero in the story. She's the hero. She's courageous.
Okay.
They're all a bunch of maggots who will be reviled. And they're reviled now by normal people. Maybe one day they'll be ashamed of themselves. I truly hope so. But I don't know. I mean, and we all know that if Jesus came back, because I know they call themselves Christians, but
I'm not
Jesus
a Christian.
Came back, he'd be hanging out with trans people.
In any way.
But not with the mobs for liberty. That's for sure. Not with Erin Pare or Pear, whatever the fuck her name is.
According to Pare's post, she calls the teacher a, quote, transgender biological male who dresses like a woman.
Is how I'm dressed making anybody uncomfortable? Should I be in like a t-shirt, jeans, anything like that?
Christina Langry was born a woman but is a trans man. In Tuesday's meeting, wearing a dress challenging gender dress code policies.
Like, what the fuck? That is not an appropriate dress to wear to a school board meeting. Let's just, listen, man, listen. I would have much less issue with people dressing trans. I don't give a fuck what you wear. I don't give a fuck. I grew up, I was in music Like with all the boys I was dating when I was younger, guess what? Half of them wore fucking skirts. I didn't give a fucking fuck. My issue is it is a completely inappropriate outfit. And they're not wearing the outfit to express their inherent femininity or whatever the fuck they want you to believe. You can express femininity by wearing an appropriate fucking outfit. This is a sexual fetish in a school board meeting. That is my issue with this. This is a sexual fetish. This has nothing to do with, I'm just trying to find my true self. You can find your true self in any number of outfits that are far more appropriate than what he's wearing.
I'm dressed and looking exactly the way everybody who wants this bill to pass wants me to look. This is what you guys want.
CBS 17 reached out to Representative Perret regarding Tuesday's comments. She said in a statement, "I am standing firm on this issue for the protection of children." Going on to include, "I'm not sure what a legislative solution could look like, but I have received a lot of ideas from concerned parents, and I'm open to suggestions." In Wake County, Haley Kennedy, CBS 17 News.
I have an idea for you. Eat shit. Okay? Here's another one.
Real
Resign. Nice. Stop harming our kids, Erin.
They're not your
Perret.
kids.
Stop harming the future of this country with your hate, Erin Perret. Do the world a favor and resign. You know, magotry is a mental illness. It's a moral rot. It's a mental illness. It is it's a cancer in the body politic. Stop me when I'm wrong. Oh wow, John from Las Vegas says, "I heard Rosie talking a few back. I could only hear the audio. I said, who is that? Sounds like Tara Devlin. Anybody ever tell you sound like Rosie O'Donnell?" I've heard that. And it's probably because we have the same accent.
Fast forward, Tara, don't care.
It's that guy that used to be on CBS. Ever notice this love and protection? Do that. She teaches music. It's creative soul.
Okay.
To stand up to these people, that she's the hero in this story, and this too shall pass, and she'll get through this. And I just hope she's surrounded by all the support she needs, because this can't be easy. You got a job. I'm sure she was excited to get her job, and she loves the children she teaches, music. It's creative soul. And this is how she's met by a mob. Then you got a mob coming after you. You have a counselor coming after you, a representative in your community. And you get a community meeting over you, a board meeting. It's absolutely pathetic. And the Nazis, they persecuted people whose gender expression or sexuality did not conform to the ideology of fascism. And that's what Erin Perret is doing. That history, which is why I always say that we should be hyper vigilant when it comes to fascist behavior, to honor everyone who fought, bled, and died against fascism, like the greatest generation, who also voted for FDR's New Deal and FDR's Socialist New Deal in 4 landslide elections. They were also anti-fascist. They were Antifa. History should make us especially alert to stand up to people like Erin Perret. So all they're doing is harming the community. They're the ones who harm the community. That's the irony. A trans teacher is not a danger to children. Erin Perret is. Hatred, scapegoating, and public harassment. That's That's the danger to children. And we
Hey,
shouldn't
old
stand
Stub,
for it, really.
sending a super chat after being already so generous. I really appreciate it, bro. This continuous diatribe sounds just like the conservative talking heads droning on and on and on. Yo, isn't that true? Isn't that true? It's like when we watched that Dan Bongino episode, and I could not believe how fucking stupid Dan Bongino was. I had never watched him before. I probably had some suspicion that he was an idiot based on every other MAGA influencer ever. But like watching that Dan Bongino video was the most cringe bullshit I've ever seen in my life. And then to see all these people defending him online, saying, Dan is the smartest person ever. It's like, oh, and this is where you start to realize that we are smarter than everyone else. Everyone who watches my content, the socialist stuff, is smarter than everyone else. You guys are on the high IQ end, or like very minimally above average. Everyone that is a subscriber, I firmly believe this. If you are sitting through my socialist streams, you are above average IQ at worst. And this is where it starts to get really scary, because I've had this conversation with Amalek so many times. This is where it starts to get really scary, because Amalek is always telling me, he's like, I am not that smart, Karlyn. And I'm like, Amalek, shut the fuck up. Yes, you are, and you need to accept this. And you guys are gonna learn why if you've never heard him when we do the stream later. He's like, I don't think I'm that smart. I'm like, bro, have you met the average fucking person? It is terrifying when genuinely smart people realize that there are so many people that are stupider than they are, like that they really are like at the top of the pile. They're maybe like mid to top, but like they're still on the upper. It is fucking terrifying. It was fucking terrifying for me the day I realized that I was years ahead of conservatives about the left. Do people remember this happening? Do people remember, have people been around long enough to remember the day I realized how far ahead of conservatives we were about what the far left was doing? I basically had a fucking panic attack on stream. I think it was when I was watching a James Lindsay interview in like 2023, and I was watching James Lindsay just get every single fucking thing wrong about the left that he was saying. I started to have a fucking meltdown panic attack, because I was like, I'm years ahead of these people. I'm years ahead of them. Holy shit, I got ahead of them. Like, what the fuck happened? How is this possible? Like, how is it possible that I know more about the far left than the FBI does? How is this fucking... It is terrifying when you realize that we're smarter than other people. But the left also has their side of this, and certainly I agree that these look exactly like, you know, Dan Bongino and the conservatives. Let's see, we got some more chats in. We got hang on, Dr. Raleigh Fox with $10. Thank you so much, Dr. Raleigh Fox. If we went to an alt universe and brought back Bizarro World and Coulter, it would be Terra. Some white mountain cash for you and Victor. Thank you, appreciate it. And then we got Cynthia in with another 10 gifted channel memberships. The Queen, the legend of Cynthia. I saw everyone doing green squares. W's for Cynthia in the chat. Thank you, Cynthia. You're so generous. We so appreciate everything you do.
I mean, that's the irony here. I will always stand up for children. No, you're poisoning children. You're harming children. The trans children and the cis children, you're harming them. You're making them hateful and ugly and scared. You're tearing the community apart. You see, I mean,
I almost watched that today. I almost watched that. I almost did. Do you guys want to watch a little bit of that real quick? I feel like we've gotten a basic maze on. Do you guys want to watch the Data Republican stream from last night for a little bit? Just to see, for people who missed it. Should we do that? Should we do that? Can someone send me the link? One in the chat if you want to watch the Data Republican stream from last night to see how dumb that bitch is. 2 in the chat if you want to keep watching Terra. Can someone send me the link to that? I have to find it. I know I can find it in my watch history. Hang on. Hang on. I can find it. It was so bad, guys. So for people who haven't been following the whole Data Republican scandal, Data Republican is a conservative grifter that I've been calling out for over a year. That where's my watch history? There it is. That why is it not in my watch history? I was definitely watching it, probably because they blocked me. Probably because they blocked me. Can someone send me the Data Republican stream from last night? Can log in on my other channel, I suppose. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that that's probably true. So there was a stream last night with this Data Republican bitch. Basically, this woman has been lifted up all over conservative media and by conservative politicians and by everyone. I got it. Got the link. Hang on. And this woman has just been exposed as being a literal employee within the Department of War. If you wanted to watch the terror stuff, I apologize. We're moving on. I'm already focused on this now. This woman is literally a fucking DOJ psyop or Department of War, DOD, whatever, Pentagon psyop. This woman is a fucking Pentagon psyop. And I've been saying this shit, a literal fucking Fed. A literal fucking Fed. And she lied about it. She's like, I am but an independent journalist. No, she's not. She's a literal employee of the Department of War and has been for fucking months. And so basically everyone is calling her out, and she and her mom are starting to get real scared. I promise you. Old sub, it just came to me. It sounds like the female version of Rush Limbaugh. He talked the same way. I never listened to Rush Limbaugh, old sub. I'll take your word for it. Hey, I so appreciate the super chat. Thanks so much. I've been saying for over a year she was lying to the public. I called this bitch out over a fucking year ago. Anyway. As the internet is melting down about Data Republican, she decides to go on this stream with a bunch of fucking magatards. And basically, they banned everyone in the chat that was asking questions. They said, if you call her a Fed, you're being a conspiracy theorist, which basically, like, she is literally a Fed. She's literally a government employee. But they're like, no, if you say she's a Fed, you're engaging in conspiracy theory. They covered for her the entire time. And it's like, listen, bro, I tried to tell you. So let's see what happened. I saw a part of this. I got banned on 2 different accounts in the chat. Let's see what happened on this Data Republican stream last night. We'll watch this for a little bit. Hang on, we're going to fast forward. Okay. This is her down here, Jenica. I thought her name was Jessica for some reason. I've tried to block this bitch out of my mind because I think she's so fucking stupid. Basically what happened is conservatives were sold a DEI hire. This dumb bitch is literally a fucking DEI hire. Conservatives were sold this story that she's a disabled genius. She is a disabled genius. They literally think she's some sort of fucking superhero or something. She's a disabled genius that uses data to do analysis. And I looked at her data. I've looked at her data. It is all shitty AI analysis. It is not good, guys. And listen, I use AI to analyze data. I know exactly what the output looks like. This is shitty, basic AI analysis, and I've been saying it for a year. And MAGA's like, no, you don't understand. She is the greatest engineer ever. She is a disabled genius. You are not allowed to question her ever because she's deaf, and therefore you can't question her ever. Well, this woman actually showed some of her work on this stream last night. And what we saw was basic, I mean fucking basic AI. Like, this was not some engineering mastermind fucking superhero disabled genius. This was literally like basic AI shit 101 that someone can basically teach themselves how to do in a fucking weekend, which is why her data has always sucked. It's why her data has always sucked 100% of the time, because she's cherry picking a data set and she's doing some shitty AI analysis that isn't even all that advanced. And you're going to see in the stream, if we get that far, the MAGA people were like, this is, you guys just don't understand. You don't understand. She is a genius. She is the greatest engineer. And then they kept saying that dumb brown-haired woman basically was like, she can't answer questions, guys, because she's just a mom. Don't you understand? She's just a mom. And I was like, bitch, she is a government-funded employee. She's a taxpayer-funded employee. We pay her fucking salary to psyop us. Like, literally go fuck yourself. Literally go fuck yourself. And when has Data Republicans' data ever actually resulted in something? Never. But no, you can't question her because she's deaf and a mom, and she's just deaf and a mom, and she's an engineering genius and deaf and a mom, and how dare you question her? Yeah, if she's such a fucking engineering genius, then why isn't she doing text to talk? That is a great fucking question. Engineering, AI, disabled, fucking super genius doesn't know how text to talk works. Okay? Totes. Let's watch.
Welcome back to the Patriot Source podcast. You guys, this is our 100th episode.
100 episodes.
We have been doing this for 100 episodes, which is crazy to me.
Well, it's actually more than that if you think about it, though, because we've done, how many did we do? Like 30 of the Friday night kind of just shit shows?
No, we did like
10.
Like
I
10
forgot
of those,
about those.
Yeah, so those don't really count because those are just a hot mess. But 100 episodes, folks. And we got a special guest.
Yes. To help us celebrate our 100th episode, we have a special guest, my dear friend, Jenica Pounds, the woman behind Data Republican on X. You may have heard of her here recently. I don't know. There's been some chatter, but I don't know anything about that.
Okay, real quick, over in the chat, she says, so incredible, such an honor to share this with you. Well, yes. Thank you for joining us, Jenica. This is an honor.
Jay Ham Stoneface, thanks so much for the gifted channel membership on Rumble. W's to you, bro. Appreciate it.
Honor to have you.
Yes, and we want to be Jenica's voice tonight and let her talk about everything that is important to her and the things that she doesn't get to talk about on a regular basis. We're just friends sitting around hanging out. And the first thing we want to talk about, you guys, and if you came here for the drama, you might be a little disappointed. We'll address some of the rumors maybe here in a little bit.
We're not actually going to ask her questions because we're just all friends here, guys, and we can't ask government taxpayer-funded employees real questions about the shitty AI data analysis that they've been lying to me. So you all you drama queens that say, conspiracy theorists that say she's a Fed, even though she's a federal fucking employee, you're going to be real disappointed because we're just friends. We're just friends, hanging out. Okay. How'd that work out for you?
But first, we want to talk about this amazing project that Jenica has been working on for a very long time. It's her book called Unelected, and I'm so excited.
She didn't write that shit. Joshua Lissick wrote it. She worked with the guy, and I love Joshua Lissick. I am not shit-talking Joshua Lissick at all. Joshua Lissick is a ghostwriter. He does what he does. He's doing his fucking job. We adore Joshua Lissick, okay? He's fucking awesome. Jenica didn't fucking write that book. Joshua Lissick wrote that book. Jenica didn't write shit. She paid someone else to write her book for her.
to be able to talk about that and let her.
Hey, Jenica, why couldn't you just use AI, you AI super genius engineer, to write your own fucking book? Why did you have to hire someone to write it for you? Even though he's fabulous and we love Joshua Lissick, you didn't write shit, Jenica. You didn't even use AI to write shit.
Before you do that, SK, can I to the audience, can I read them what I posted on my X?
No.
And if we
People are in here watching this.
What does FAGA stand for, Patriot?
Well, there's a couple of definitions, and you're going to hear me using this throughout the show tonight, because one mission that I have in life is to make this stick. It has to stick because it perfectly defines the enemies that are trying to divide this country. The color revolution, it defines who they are. Fake and gay ass people. That's who they are. They're fake and gay.
Guys, they just defeated communism. Excuse me. Communists and are fake and gay. Okay. Communism defeated.
Fake and gay ass Americans. The black pill want to be America First crowd who decided to slither into the MAGA movement. And
no, I'm sorry. We're the ones that are fake and gay. Guys, hang on, strike that. Not talking about the communists. We, the people in the chat, these fucking retarded fucking losers are calling us fake and gay because we ask questions they don't want to answer. Totally exposed, guys. Totally exposed by the MAGA faggots. Totally exposed.
At the first opportunity that they could monetize their grift, they then turned around and left and are trying to destroy everything on the way out. So, and an ode to the demon queen herself, fake and gay ass black pill wannabe America First people. FAGA, that's who they are.
America First people are fake and gay, according to the MAGA retards. Okay.
All right, so now we're going to get back to the book. We just wanted to define that for everybody that's joining us, because we're going to make you wait for the good stuff. We're going to get to what actually matters, which is the unelected book that Jenica
no, that doesn't matter. She didn't write it. We're fast forwarding through this. I don't give a fuck about the fucking book.
For the bit of a different just types. Usually it's text messages to me, but I didn't want to see the comments, so it's in the private chat. And so I just read the things that she types for me to say, oh, okay, so that's happening. I don't know what that was. Nobody even touched my phone. That's fun.
All right, let's go.
So, but wait, she said that producing anime is a guilty hobby of hers, by the way. So think about that when you're watching her.
Do you guys know where most ideas about gender ideology come from? Do you know how children get introduced to most ideas about gender ideology? Yes, K through 12 schools is one of the answers to that. But does anyone want to take a guess about where many children get ideas about gender ideology? From fucking anime. From fucking anime. Anime is like a gateway. Do not let your kids watch anime. I promise you. Like this will be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And you can talk to Gabrielle Clark about this. She's done a lot more stuff with this than I have. Anime is one of the fucking entry points to queer ideology. So Jenica, Data Republican, is an amateur anime producer with her AI. Did you know she also came from the DEI industry? Mizakan's been talking about this forever. She actually came from the DEI industry. Did you know she's donated to Democrats her entire life up until, very recently? Did you know her father was a fucking Fed? Literally a deaf fucking DEI hire from the DEI industry who's an amateur producer of anime but can't figure out how to do text to talk.
promo videos. And by the way, shameless plug, me who knows nothing about technology did the music for both of her promos. So
we did
yes,
anime
that's
together,
me.
guys. We're best friends.
All right, let's go. So we're gonna play Patriot Dad. You got the video. We're gonna play the promo.
This is the
go.
promo. Here we go.
Okay, we're not watching this shit. We're not watching this shit. No. No. See, Joshua Lissick. That's who actually wrote it. Joshua Lissick. No one gives a fuck about your ghost written book, Jenica. No one cares. You didn't even write it. Joshua Lissick wrote it.
Menu for next week and the homeschool curriculum and all that stuff. But I think one of the things that I'm most frustrated about watching the FAGA Black Pill wannabe America only crowd is watching these absolute grifters pretend like it's suddenly not okay to make money doing social media. I mean, the entire reason these people exist is because they want to make money. Most of them don't believe a damn word that they're saying online. They just know that if they say the right things, the right people are going to watch their channel. And
it's not an issue of making money. I don't care if people make money. I care if people are honest and transparent and actually do what they say they are doing. Data Republicans' data has always been shit. She has cherry-picked her data set. She is not a subject matter expert, so she doesn't know what AI gets right and wrong. Her analysis has never led to anything significant except for the USAID money getting moved to the State Department, which was the fucking goal from the beginning. Just because USAID got shut down does not mean that money was used for anything productive. It just got moved to the fucking State Department. That was what they wanted. They wanted the money in the fucking State Department so they could do more psyop shit like this. So, and by the way, Data Republican has no ability to intellectually defend her ideas. If her data was solid, if the analysis was actually accurate, no one would be shouting about it more than me and saying, this woman is fucking awesome. Pay her all the money. Let's do it, guys. Like, this is fucking great. I would be overjoyed if her data that she has given to millions of fucking people, I would be overjoyed if that data was actually correct. The problem is her data is shit. It's shitty AI analysis. She doesn't know enough to know what she doesn't know. She ignores information that's not convenient for the narrative. She is a literal fucking taxpayer-funded Department of War employee that is shilling administration talking points and propaganda to the masses while pretending to be an independent journalist. She was not an independent journalist. She's never been a fucking independent journalist. She has been a tool to shill the Trump administration narrative from the very beginning. And that's why she got promoted. And that's why she got lifted up. And that's why members of Congress were saying, we are using all of Data Republicans' data, which has resulted in nothing happening to the far left, by the way. Literally, Data Republican did a whole fucking report. This is how the far left is funded. Has the funding for the far left been cut? Data Republican did a whole fucking report over a year ago. Guys, my expert AI data analysis says this is how the far left and Antifa is funded. It was lifted up all over the place by Congress people, by the Trump administration. They said, we know the head of the snake because we have all this amazing data. We know where the head of the snake is. Has anything happened? Has Antifa's funding been cut? No, nothing ever happened because the data was shit from the very fucking beginning. It was never fucking real. And so this is the fucking problem. This is the problem. MAGA fucking retard podcast. And if she had any intellectual integrity at all, she would be intellectually defending her ideas, but she cannot because she is not a subject matter expert. She is a stupid fucking DEI hire that does basic AI prompts and says, I swear, guys, I know everything, and you should pay me $30,000 a month in subscriptions and millions of fucking dollars to lie to the American people. That is the fucking problem. She has lied to millions of people while collecting a government paycheck that we all pay for, being completely incapable of intellectually defending her ideas and being a propaganda fucking shill while pretending to be an independent journalist and a mom. You can't question her. She's just a mom.
Then they're going to make money. So I'm a little frustrated when I see some of these people like, she's getting paid. Hello, it's alternate media. Everybody in this space is working their asses off to figure out how to grab a small piece of what is a changing landscape.
And that tells you what this moron's priority is. He's a fucking grifter, magatard content creator who's trying to grab some small piece of the MAGA pie before Trump leaves office, and then he is irrelevant for the rest of his fucking life.
Media. Everybody is. Some people are really good at it. Most of you faggot losers are not, which is why you're not making any money.
Oh, honey. I promise. I'm much better at it than you. And I make a lot of money. And my audience is very generous. And I love them and I adore them. And they show up for me because I show up for them. But I promise, you fucking patriot dad fucking faggot, I make way more money than you do, bro. I've got a way bigger audience than you do. I'm way more relevant than you are. And so you want to lecture me about, you're just mad because you're not making any money. I promise you, my fucking annual salary dwarfs yours probably several times over. You are in no fucking position to lecture anyone when you bring on guests and then ban people in your chat for asking basic questions that your liberal DEI hire should be able to answer while collecting her taxpayer-funded government salary.
And that's why it seems like you have to switch your entire perspective and worldview overnight to finally be be relevant, because nobody really cared what you had to say before you decided to join the cult.
Consistent bitch on the internet.
Do you have something you want to say, Jenica? Also, I have something I would like to say. Nothing that is being said here is coming from Jenica. We all have our own independent ideas. We also disagree on something sometimes, and that's fine, because the right is allowed to disagree, unlike the left, where they have to fit into this small little box. People on the right, even very close friends,
except for America First people. America First people are fake and gay if they disagree, right? But no, we're allowed to disagree, guys. You just spent the first part of your fucking stream calling people in the America First movement fake and gay.
Agree on some subjects. Jenica and I disagreed just the other day on the Lindsay Clancy thing. I mean, not like super disagreed, but we did disagree a little. But you know what? I still love her. I don't hate her because I see her viewpoint as well as I see my viewpoint.
Oh, so Jenica is pro Lindsay Clancy. Can someone find me some piece of evidence that we can post on the internet that says Data Republican is pro Lindsay Clancy? Some posts she's made, some sort of reference to it somewhere. She's pro Lindsay. So Data Republican, the liberal DEI hire that we all have to support because she's deaf and a mom, apparently supports the woman who strangled her 3 kids.
And they're not even that far apart.
So the message
she said that she's not a naturally talkative person. So everybody should know that. But also, I will read every message that she sends. And when she's typing and thinking of her responses, everybody just needs to be patient. Because again, on regular podcasts, where it's a big podcast and there
She's deaf. She's deaf, guys.
are lots of viewers, or on mainstream media interviews or any of those things, everyone has a time crunch for an answer. Everything has to come quickly, and you can't always think like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know a lot of folks came here to, I don't know, to hear some response or whatever to what's going on social media. And listen, we'll get to some of that, but frankly, Jenica has been on the podcast a number of times. She's a friend of the show. We invited her on. She wanted to come in. She's going to spend 2 hours and we're going to talk about what she wants to. We're going to have fun. We're going to play some videos. We may get to the stuff you care about, but if we don't, I'm sorry. You may not get the answers you want because maybe there aren't the answers you're looking for. But I am going to read something from her in a little bit, because one of the things that I know she's told you, Jenica's told you, SK, in the past, it's like, she doesn't really actually have a voice because you can't hear her say the things that she's saying. She's left to write things, and you guys, folks, decide to read it or they don't. So we're going to read something in her words here in just a little bit, something that came from her heart that I guarantee you, all the people attacking her, none of them read it at all.
Oh, so read it.
So we'll get to all that.
Read it.
I think we do that now. I mean, did you guys have anything else you want to say about the book?
Were we going to talk about homeschool curriculum first, or do you want to go on to the article? Let's let Jenica steer the boat. Okay.
Homeschooling. Okay. And then we'll come back. Okay.
Yes, homeschooling. She said, so here's some background.
And while she's typing, just know that, Jenica, I'm excited to hear about this because we've been homeschooling our children since they were in kindergarten. So my son is 15 now. My daughter is 12. Neither one of them have ever stepped foot in a public education environment. And we were very intentional about making sure that we have the opportunity to pour into our kids the things that are going to prepare them for life, going to prepare them to be successful adults, going to help them to become incredible husbands and wives and spouses and all the things.
By the way, if you come into my chat and take Data Republican side, I'm just going to assume you're a low IQ retard and not smart enough to be here. I'm going to ban you from the channel. Just so we're very clear. We have IQ standards on this channel. We will maintain a high IQ audience. If you support this deaf fucking DEI hire and think she's a great American, we will just deport your ass from the channel and never think about you again.
Important, but
this is not a free speech channel. This is not a free speech chat. I am the queen fascist bitch. I will rule with an iron fucking fist, and you will not speak unless I want you to. I do want Toby to speak, though, because it's giving me $5. Thank you, Toby. I'm convinced these conservatives hide behind the DEI hire types for emotional blackmail, especially when there's some flavor of disabled. Yeah, 100%. I cannot tell you how many times over the last year I have literally been told by MAGA-tards, you can't criticize her because she is deaf. No, retard. No. What I said is that if you support a deaf fucking liberal DEI hire, you are not smart enough to be here. So are you smart enough to be here or not? Let me know in the chat. If you don't answer, I'm going to permanently ban you for not being smart enough to know when to shut the fuck up. Back to this, though. Yeah, so I have been told time after time after time, you can't criticize Data Republican, Karlyn. She's deaf. What the fuck does that have to do with it? She is creating fake fucking data that is influencing millions of people, including people at the highest levels of government. She is not above criticism. She's the person we should be criticizing and saying, she's deaf. You can't do that, Karlyn. She's deaf. That's really mean. Fuck you. Literally fuck you. Oh, LOL. Bye. Ban. See how that works? We got Goro over on Rumble. Oh, Data Republican post about Lindsay Clancy. Okay, let's see what Data Republican had to say about Lindsay Clancy, because, if she doesn't support Lindsay Clancy, that's probably a good thing. In my opinion, very few murders are committed in a full and healthy mental state. Even Tyler Robinson had to be influenced by months of living a romantic relationship with an abuse. Okay, well, that's not true, so that's making shit up. It's easy to present as a good person in good times. The only way to reveal a person's true nature is to see them under stress. Isn't that fucking true, Jenica? Isn't it true that the only way to see a person's full nature is to see them under stress? You're going to be under a lot of stress, bitch. I hope you... Let's see your true nature, Jenica. Let's see what happens when you're under stress. I fully accept Lindsay Clancy had serious mental ill issues and was neglected by doctors, but hundreds of thousands, if not millions of women went through the same scenario and didn't. Okay, so this is actually, okay, you know what? Rare data Republican W. Rare data Republican W. I will give her a dub on this one. She did not support Lindsay Clancy, and she's very clear about that. So rare data, listen, man, we call balls and strikes. Data Republican is an intellectually dishonest fucking liberal DEI hire. But I can say that her not supporting Lindsay Clancy is the right call. So, okay, moving on.
But also are going to teach them to be the type of people with character that we care about. So I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say.
Yes. She said her kid, she said, let's call him Bobby. He struggled with public middle school a little bit.
We're not watching
and
the
the
homeschool
stuff
segment.
he was being
We are not watching the homeschool segment. Oh, this is her special AI. Okay, we have to watch this, though. We have to watch this. Guys, do you want to see the really advanced AI that Data Republican built? Really, really fucking advanced shit, guys.
Guys,
Ready?
this is important when we move on sort of to the rest of the show, when you guys are asking the questions that you're asking. Understand what Jenica's skill set is, okay?
She's an
And
AI
maybe she can
genius!
explain, you know, where she came from, where she learned how to do all this stuff.
Let me, okay. One in the chat, if you use AI on a regular basis and you know generally how to use it. Two in the chat, if you are a complete AI noob, you don't know any of this stuff, and you find it all very confusing. One in the chat, if you feel, I'm not saying you have to be expert with AI. I'm just saying, like, you use it to do stuff and you know how to prompt and stuff and you can make it build stuff and you know all the basic mise en scène. And if you wanted to learn more, you totally could. I'm saying I want a differentiator between like people who have used AI and people who are just complete and total fucking noobs, okay? Okay. It looks like the majority of people in our chat have used AI before and have some basic sense of like how it works and what do you do. For those people specifically, if you're a noob, that's fine. No shame. You should learn how to use AI though. AI is fucking awesome. But for people who have used it, I want you to give your thoughts in the chat about if Data Republican is really a disabled AI engineering genius. Okay?
What her actual skill sets and talents are, but you know, she has built a one-of-one AI system that is unparalleled in its particular task.
Oh, congratulations. But literally she and every other person who've ever fucked around with AI has built a one-of-one AI system. Congratulations.
There's no question about it in the world. And she wants to show you just a glimpse of how she took her mind and the things that she knows how to do. And she turned it to a task that is, you know, designed to help educate her own children. So we're gonna throw it up here on the stage. We're gonna let her sort of take us through this as she types, because folks, this is what she does, right? She's not a journalist per se. She's not a influencer per se. She's a developer and a researcher. And
so she's basically doing like vibe coding. Familiarize yourself with the skills that are required to scrape. I can't even.
And very, very freaking good at it. And she continues.
Required to scrape YouTube transcripts. Sync it with this. Note the specific. She's basically telling AI to go scrape YouTube transcripts. This is a basic fucking prompt. This is basic. Literally anyone that's used AI for more than like 5 fucking minutes can figure out how to do this. It's not that hard, guys. And Python, the most basic fucking coding language, yeah.
Continues to build AI systems that, you know, rival anything out there in the rest of the world.
She's doing something a little different right now. So she said in the private chat that first, I'm going to refresh the Candace Owens transcript repository. So she's showing you how she does this, how she's using her tool to go out and scrape.
She's telling Claude, go scrape YouTube transcripts, Claude, which tells us she is selective about the data set that she's using, by the way. like she decides what is in her AI data set and what is not in her AI data set. I know this might seem pedantic, but like that's actually important, because if you're using AI to do all this data analysis, but you're leaving out huge chunks of the data set because it's not convenient to the narrative, then the AI is going to use what you give the AI. That's fucking how it works.
The data from YouTube related to Candace Owens shows. Nam, are you capable of kind of explaining what she's doing here, at least at some level? Because you're probably the closest one to this type of
I
work.
have no idea what any of this is. She might as well be typing in Chinese characters right now, because I don't know anything about technology and I don't want to know.
See, the
Yeah, I
thing
mean,
with these, go ahead.
She's basically just updating the data set that that her model's trained on. Because it's basically static unless there's regular updates that is doing, and those can get super expensive. And then as soon as you pull updates, then you gotta
Guys, it's basically Chinese to tell the Claude AI to go scrape YouTube transcripts. This is just so confusing. She must be an evil AI deaf genius.
spend a bunch of money in tokens and coins and stuff. So I assume that this is her own model. So she's probably not paying for tokens. She's probably paying for compute to do it. Don't know if she's hosting this at home or if it's up in the cloud. If it's in the cloud, she's probably paying for compute. But so you have to sort of think about how you chunk data in, and then obviously how often and how regularly you're rerunning the models to do things. So basically, she's going out and she's scraping in new information, new data, so that the models can update their context and understand what's new and basically blend it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Fold it in and mutate the previous understanding and previous context to the new one. About right?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't have any idea what you just said, but she said she's going to let that run in the background, and she's going to move on to the Saxon math curriculum. She said he's trying to master 5th grade, 6th grade, and part of 7th grade.
No, we're not going to listen to their homeschool thing. I just wanted you guys to see this is the expert AI engineer of the internet, guys.
This is every number rotated would have surfaced it, none did. I'm not sure exactly what the context is she's showing here. Rush mental arithmetic, cycle 2, short cutoff 25. So she's doing some math that is supposed to be, I think, digging through.
No, I think it's catching her son's problem. See, it says these are
talking about homeschooling
than I was before in about 2024, 2023. Do you want to post this and me repost it? And I was like, no, I think you should post it. And you definitely don't have to even tag me in it. But she did end up tagging me in it. And it was kind of a wild ride there for a few weeks because people were nuts. And I went from I think I had 8,000 followers or something. And then I had 28,000 followers in a week's time. And I was like, what is happening right now? And then I kind of pretended I stepped back a little bit because I was like, I don't like this. And then I kind of put my toe in a little bit here and there.
Longer than what I think a lot of us would have liked. But the bottom line is, Nam.
Oh, here it is.
I don't know what happened. Eric, a lot of people out there.
Here it is. The statement. Okay. You guys are gonna fucking love this statement. This is fucking wild. Matt, thanks so much for the super chat. They're talking about her like she's an oracle. Yeah, basic fucking AI prompts, and they're like, she is an engineering genius sent from God. It's pathetic. I had never seen. I knew her shit was basic just because I do basic AI shit too. I'm not some evil AI genius or anything. I do basic shit too. I can recognize basic AI shit when I see it. I knew from I was like, oh, okay, this is, but I had no idea how bad it was until I saw this stream last night.
They're doing it because they want to be doing it, and they have the passion to do it because they want to make a difference in this country. And that's more than all you thumb thugging couch Karens have ever done.
Excuse me, you stupid fucking bitch. I have educated millions of people about the far left, while Jenica has lied to them. I have gone undercover with Antifa more than anyone in the fucking country. I have built a community of people who go undercover with Antifa while you fucking retards sit on your ass and say, oh my God, she's a super amazing DEI deaf genius and you're not allowed to question her because she is an engineering prodigy that's disabled.
For entire lives. And
Mhm.
she's doing it for absolutely nothing. No recognition.
She's doing it for nothing. She gets paid $30,000 a month in subscriptions alone on it. She's doing this out of the goodness of her heart. $30,000 a month in subscriptions. That's on top. That doesn't count the payout she's getting. That doesn't count the taxpayer-funded salary that she's getting. That doesn't count other places she's monetized. This bitch, I promise you, has made well over $1 million at fucking least. Yeah, she's just a mom, guys. She's not doing this for any reason. She's just doing this because she's a mom.
People, the money that she makes is the people that choose to subscribe to her on X to help her continue her work. Period. The end.
$30,000 a
Hey,
month.
no, before you do that, do you mind if I address this? And if she wants to,
bot getting displayed on screen. She is getting paid by the. Thank you, bot. Thank you. Taxpayer funded salary. Massive bot W on that one. Yo, we got a member chat. Thank you for being a member of the channel for 4 months. Love a good seal club. No, don't club seals. What are you doing?
Why don't we switch us so she's not behind the
oh yeah.
comments?
So, what is amazing to me is that there are people out there who say that they voted for Donald Trump in 2024 because they wanted.
We did not vote for Donald Trump in 2024, you magatard. We no. No, we did not vote for Trump.
The Trump administration to take on the deep state. And we're seeing them do that all over the place, everywhere.
No,
now, it's taken a lot
wrong
longer than what I
magatard.
think a lot of us
No.
would have liked. But the
No,
bottom line is
wrong
Nam
magatard.
consistently
No.
talks about how long the process is for real accountability. But
Okay.
we're starting to see accountability come. We're starting to
Nope.
see people like Eric Swallowswell showing up, being
Does anyone give a flying fuck about Eric Swalwell? One in the chat if you care about Eric Swalwell. 2 in the chat if you don't give a fuck about Eric Swalwell. Let me know.
Was he raided? Did he have his office raided? I don't know what happened. But
They
Eric
stopped him
Swalwell,
at the airport, I
yeah.
thought.
They approached him at the airport. We've got Jim Comey, who is under indictment. We've got the president, or excuse me, JD Vance now out there talking about how prior to the Trump administration, there was a rule in the federal government that basically just ignored any fraud against the taxpayers if it was less than $1 million. Like, that was a rule.
Oh,
And
look, guys, the magatards are in the chat. The MAGA retards are here. Do you know how fucking stupid you are, bro? Do you know how fucking are you like your IQ cannot be above 75? Hey, Patriot Source Network, how many times have you gone undercover with Antifa? We'll wait for your answer. How many times? Because I've done it dozens of times all over the country to secretly record them and expose them and teach millions of people about what they're doing. Training an entire community of people you're in the chat with right now, you magatard fucking faggot. People in the chat have gone undercover with Antifa. Well, you've sat on your fucking ass. How much do you make a month on YouTube? I guarantee you I make at least 10 times a month what you make on YouTube. Oh my God, you're so jealous. No, bitch. No. My work is very, very well funded. My work, unlike Jenica's, is not funded by the taxpayer. I do not take a federal fucking salary. And I do shit, and the people in the chat do shit that your cowardly ass would never dare dream. Oh my God, you're crashing out. bro, literally go fuck yourself. People like you are the fucking problem, and your relevance is quickly diminishing. And after the midterms, it's basically going to go away and be non-existent. I was here before you. I will be here after you. I was here before this deaf fucking liberal DEI hire. I will be here after her, and you can cry and seethe and cope about it all you fucking want, and it will make no difference.
Under the Biden administration. If it's under $1 million, nah, we don't care. No big deal. They've removed that. Accountability is happening all over the place. You've got millions of illegal immigrants being sent home, and yet these faggot
millions of illegal immigrants. Trump has not even deported 500,000 people, guys. Trump has not even deported millions. They haven't even deported 500,000 fucking people. Oh, but the MAGA-tards say, pinky swear, trust me, bro. You fagga America first people. You just don't know. There are really bad. There are mass deportations. There are. Pinky swear, trust us, bro. It's not like the anti-ICE organizers have chased Trump out of multiple American cities, you retard. Thanks, I am. Love ya. Appreciate ya.
Pill wannabe America only crowd people. The moment that they
America only, you Zionist motherfucker. 1 in the chat for America only, 2 in the chat for everyone else gets our tax dollars but America, like this MAGA faggot wants you to say. 1 in the chat for America fucking only. 2 in the chat for the MAGA, everyone gets our tax dollars except us plan. And by the way, when I say faggot, I'm not referring to gay people. Gay people are fucking awesome. It is not a slur against gay people on this channel. It is a term for stupid, low IQ retards. Just to be very clear, YouTube, we love gay people on this channel. Gay people give me permission to use the F word. I'm allowed to use it. We are not using it to refer to gay people. We are using it to refer to low IQ fucking retards.
An opportunity to grift and to make a little bit of engagement bucks. Suddenly, the people who are joining the effort, whether it's in social media, whether it's joining.
Hey, Toby, thanks so much. By the way, MAGA retard, I make my money covering the far left while you know shit about the far left. You pretend you do. You lie to your audience, just like Data Republican lies to millions of people. I make my money from going into places you would never dare dream and exposing things you have no idea that's going on. Toby, thanks so much for the super chat, bro. It's creepy how they prop disabled people. They're doing nothing impressive on a pedestal. It's so condescending. I would feel humiliated if I was her. Well, she's getting paid so much money, I think that she doesn't care. But I generally agree with you. Listen, man, if disabled people are doing something awesome legitimately, fine. But the work should speak for itself. It shouldn't be, you can't criticize her, she's deaf and a mob. You can't criticize her, she's deaf and a mob. Literally go fuck yourself and your fucking DEI hire.
The online army that is trying to advance the agenda we all voted for, whatever the matter is.
I didn't
suddenly
vote for it.
They're participating in the deep state that we're actually destroying.
No.
You people are out of your damn minds.
Oh, honey, you're
And
so
the fact
stupid,
that-
aren't you?
Hold on, one
You're
last
so
thing.
stupid, aren't you?
The fact
So
that the
stupid.
fake ass black pill wannabe only crowd, wannabe America only crowd, every single one of them are doing.
By the way, I just want to note that the Patriot never responded to the question about how if he's ever gone undercover with Antifa, because we do things on this channel and in this community he would never do, because he's a cowardly idiot who spends his life behind a computer monitor that just is grasping for his one chance at relevance. Every single person who engages with my content and actually goes undercover with the left has more bravery in their fucking little finger than this guy does in his whole fucking body.
The exact same thing right now. They're posting the same messages. They're accusing people of the same things. The fact that all of the vitriol, the people showing up in the chat that are basically just bot accounts, the fact that it's coming from
They're all bots. They're all bots. They're all bots, and that's why you felt the need to do a little speechy speech, because bots really care about a speechy speech, don't they? 1 in the chat if you're a bot, 2 in the chat if you're a real person who has very real intellectual grievances with this lying liberal DEI hire.
Exact same crowd of people who've been running a psychological operation against this country since the day Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And some of them even started before that, you know, with the Epstein hoax, you know, Thomas Massey suddenly caring about the Epstein files at the exact same time that the United States decided to take out the Iranian nuclear facilities, which is really weird because he didn't care at all about it before that. But then you see the pictures of Thomas Massey hanging out with Trita Parsi at the Quincy Institute, along with Ro Khanna. And Ro Khanna, do you see the grift? Do you see the psychological operation? And the fact that those same people, the exact same people, are the only ones that are coming after our friend Jenica? We know what it is. We know what you're doing. You have somebody who is working her ass off and is a patriot.
No, doing basic AI prompting is not working your... listen, I will be the first to fucking say, my job is relatively easy. It really is. I don't have to work for a corporation. I don't have to get up early in the morning. I can make my own hours. I can do whatever I want within the framework that I've set for myself. I can write content. I can record content. I can stream content. I can react to content. I can have fun with my community. I can go out into the world and go undercover and make content in socialist places. There's a lot of fucking cool shit I can do, and I get to decide what I spend my time doing, and that's really fucking cool because I don't work for anyone. Jenica gets paid significantly more than me to sit behind her fucking computer doing basic AI prompts. Her job is not that hard. This is not arduous work. We are not working construction. We are not digging fucking ditches. We are not doing something gross like being a fucking garbage man. We are not working for an evil corporation where we have a boss breathing down our fucking necks. This is social media. And no matter how much time I spend doing this, and I do spend a lot of time researching the left, there are so many jobs that are way fucking harder than being on social media.
To save this country, and you're trying to stop her, we know who you are. We know who you work for. We know what you're doing.
Who do I work for?
And we're not going to let...
You want to know who I work for, bro? You want to know who I work for? Thousands of people who independently fund my work and not the federal government. I am not a Fed. I have never been paid by the federal government. I am not paid by any fucking political groups. I am paid by super chats and channel memberships and Substack subscriptions and Twitter subscribers. I do not take a taxpayer-funded salary to lie to the public. Yeah, everyone get their Soros checks? Everyone get it? Jenica swears she knows where all the funding's coming from, guys. Everyone get their checks?
To happen.
So she's got a message. She's got a message in here. She's like, I would like to add that the military is the last damn institution that America has to save us. And you know what? If she wants to go in as a special government employee at the Department of War and do whatever she's doing, I have no idea what she's doing at the Department of War, but I can guarantee you it's not being a mouthpiece for Pete Hegseth or anything else. I mean, I don't know.
Except it literally is. Except it literally is. And I'm sorry, before she was an official employee, they have been feeding her shit for the entire time she's been relevant, guys. She is a literal propagandist for what the administration wants you to hear.
I'm going to guess. And
hold on. Pause. 1 second. I just want to say, when all of this blew up and, there was a misunderstanding, it was all smoothed over very quickly.
Not misunderstanding.
But I would just
she
like
was a
to
dumb
say
bitch.
that anyone with any logical thinking skills, any reasoning skills at all, can see that if Jenica was in any way, shape, or form any type of mouthpiece or being fed information or fed stories that she just posts for clicks and views and likes and payment on X or whatever, Why do you think that she would just come out and be like, they're giving me this information and asking me to?
Because she is a low IQ DEI hire that didn't understand what was going on. So basically, someone in the State Department sent her information and said, can you please put this out? And she had a massive fuck off hissy fit on the internet because she didn't look at what was sent and she thought the State Department was trying to get her to release classified information. And so she had a giant fucking hissy fit about the State Department's trying to get me arrested. No, they weren't. They were leaking her information just like she's been leaked information a million fucking times in a million fucking ways. And she's not smart enough to understand what was going on. And she had a massive cry meltdown that had to be publicly smoothed over because she was too fucking stupid to understand what was going on. I promise you guys, the Trump administration has been feeding information into her DMs on Twitter since way before she rose to the level of fame she has now. They've been feeding this dumb bitch information from the very fucking beginning, but they weren't doing it under their official government accounts because that's how this works. They get people like her who are too stupid to understand what's going on to leak the narrative or to push a narrative online. They don't want it to come from the government. They want it to come from independent journalists on Twitter because that's the only fucking thing they care about because it has more credibility if it comes from the independent journalists. So they create these fucking accounts. They go into the DMs, they feed them the fucking information, and when you're in the good graces, you get fed a lot of fucking information. Karlyn, how do you know this? Because I had this happen to me in 2020 and 2021. This happens to everyone that they are trying to groom to be a mouthpiece for their fucking political narrative. And if you play along, you get more famous, you get more followers, you get more money, you get more information. And if you don't play along, you are outcast, defamed, and made irrelevant. Or they try to anyway. They're not always successful at that. I am. Thank you. So deaf and yeah, she's literally deaf and dumb. Yeah, literally deaf and dumb. Literally deaf and dumb. You guys should have seen the stuff coming into my DMs. This is how I knew what was going on. I was like, oh, this is familiar. Oh, I understand this. Yeah, I used to get shit all the fucking time. And then I stopped shilling their narrative and that dried up real quick. That's okay. I went and found my own information. It's all good, bro.
Post it and I feel like it's a trap because it doesn't feel right to me. Don't you feel like that's the most honest response? When have you ever seen anyone on the internet be like, this doesn't feel right to me, and I'm going to tell everyone that this doesn't feel right to me? And instead of people being like, oh my gosh, this person's honest and is going to, tell us the truth and use discernment, everyone's saying that she's some type of fed and is just fed all this information. She literally came out and told you this doesn't feel right to me. Who does that? No one. The answer is no one.
Thank you, Ginny. Right. W's Ginny. So appreciate the channel membership.
The worst spook in the world.
Yeah, she's terrible. Hey, by the way, Jenica,
time.
you're a horrible spook. You should hang up your spook hat. You're not good at it.
So
listen, she wrote her own
bourbon.
words.
There's bourbon.
And there's bourbon, right? So I listen. We promised her that she regularly says, I don't have a voice because she literally doesn't. So everything that she wants to portray and convey, she has to type, she has to write. And we know for a fact that almost all of you on the internet, especially all of you that are coming after her with daggers out, not a damn one of you read anything more than maybe 2 sentences into an article if you ever make it past the headline.
Guys, what did we do? Basically yesterday, did we spend like 5 hours going through a leftist presentation? What did we do on Saturday? Did we do like an 8-hour fucking stream where we went through meticulously multiple presentations at a queer Marxist conference? What did we do last Thursday? Did we do like another 9 fucking hour stream where we meticulously went through every aspect of a leftist presentation that these retards have never fucking heard of, that took place at a taxpayer-funded university, to break down the language and report on all of it to understand what the left is doing? I'm pretty sure we do deep dives on this channel every single day, that if these two, especially the men, the woman too, she's actually, you know what, all of them, not a single one of these people would be able to sit through a single one of my videos about the far left. Not a single one of these people. They would be like, this is boring. What are we doing? What are we doing this? I don't understand what's going on. They're just paid protesters. They don't have jobs. Not a single one of these idiots would be able to sit through what we do on this channel. And then, you don't read anything. No, idiots, that's you. That's projection. No. Dragon Tail, good to see you, bro. Appreciate it. They scream X isn't the real world, you're all bots, while simultaneously screaming on X. She's literally not a Fed. Listen to all we say. Yeah, exactly. Literally works for the federal government, but no, guys, she's not a Fed. Yes, she is.
None of you, right? So I'm going to read it for you because this is actually
I'm going to read it.
her from her heart, her own words of what happened. And I'm going to read it. I'm going to read the headline for those of you that are listening that don't get past the headline. I'm going to read the rest of it for you. The trap needs no trapper. She said, Charlie Kirk is gone. The work of keeping a coalition from devouring itself is now ours, myself included. So I would like to begin by thanking one person who provided support above all. And it might be a surprising name, James Lindsay. James and I had
The very first thing she did in this fucking essay was thank James Lindsay. If you hadn't read this yet, if you didn't know what we're about to walk into, the very first sentence of this fucking essay is thanking James Lindsay. Mm-hmm.
a rocky start online. Gradually, over a period of a year and slowly growing trust that we only wanted to fight communists, we built up a friendship.
They just want to fight communists, guys. Just want to fight communists.
We only wanted to fight communists, which is exactly who we are fighting, folks. And this is my...
Oh, they're fighting communists too, guys. Don't worry. We're not fighting communists on this channel. We are a bunch of faking gay, whatever the fuck they said with their stupid acronym. They're the ones that are really fighting communism, guys. They don't understand the left. They don't know who the leftist activists are. Her data is all shit about how the left is funded. Whereas you guys actually go undercover with the far left. You guys actually go to leftist events. You guys get all their stuff. You guys secretly record them. But they're the ones fighting communists. Even though they don't leave their fucking house. They don't know who real communists are. They don't know what they believe. They can't do deep dives into their content because they're too stupid to understand it. Guys, don't worry, they got it, okay? They're gonna fight all the communists while all of us are just fucking around going undercover with the far left and finding all their content they don't want people to see and secretly recording their phone calls and going to their events and recording them and getting their propaganda. And no, guys, we're the ones that are faking gay. They're the ones that are really fighting communists, guys. Yeah, okay.
My own words here. We built up a friendship because there's a lot of vitriol about Jenica and her relationship with James Lindsay. So we chatted all day yesterday. So she posted this on Sunday. So she's talking about Saturday. We chatted all day yesterday. He offered me support. He warned me that there was a growing plot that I was a part of a Flynn network, because that immediately came out there, because in 2025, she posted one thing that said, "Happy birthday, General Flynn." Oh no. Said many others lent their support, but more than anyone, James acted like a friend, not a cheerleader. He did not give unconditional support or endorsement. He was simply there. Now, James has made many antagonists.
I wonder if James wants to fuck her because James is in an open marriage with his wife where James fucks all his groupies on the road because he's a fucking whore that wants to fuck all his old lady groupies. So he forced his wife to be in an open marriage. Karlyn, how do you know that? Because James's stepdaughter came out on Twitter and told us that, and then talked to me privately about it. And James's stepdaughter and I are friends to this day. Never threw James's stepdaughter under the bus, by the way, because she's a nice girl and she didn't deserve to be treated like shit, even though he was treating her like shit and treated her mom like shit. But yeah, James is in an open marriage with his wife that he forced her to be in so he could fuck his moms for liberty. I wonder if he wants to fuck Dad a Republican. I wonder if that's what's actually going on. J-Hab, W's to you. Thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate it.
Yes, and that is no secret.
Some of those antagonists always happen to be my friends, or also happen to be my friends. People who are otherwise aligned on fighting communists and NGOs. Understand, folks, what she's saying here. She is aligned with people who are fighting against communists and NGOs. And if you are coming after her, you are positioning yourself, in my opinion, as someone who's trying to stop her from fighting communists.
If you criticize our deaf liberal DEI hire, you are not interested in fighting communists, okay? You can't criticize the deaf liberal DEI hire, or else you are literally Antifa.
And the NGOs, which are destroying this country and, frankly, the rest of the world. Those are my words.
Oh,
but as I've learned about him, his heart is in the right place, and he'd much rather be fighting communists than anything else. To get some accusations out of the way, the podcast with Laura Logan was about her book, scheduled and filmed well in advance of this week's events. I have others coming up, but she was the first major one. My official affiliations are with Oversight Project and Doge. Oversight Project is a big tent think tank currently focused on mass deportations, but it is swinging towards the emerging DSA threat.
Oh, guys, don't worry. Data Republican is going to take on the emerging DSA threat. Data Republican has no clue about the DSA, where we've been tracking the DSA for literally fucking years and knew all this shit before Data Republican. But don't worry, guys. Data Republican is going to defeat the DSA. Sure, Jenica. Sure. Good luck with that, you dumb cunt. And she did mass deportations too, guys. The mass deportations that didn't fucking happen.
In a less official front, Joel Finkelstein of NCRI, the National Contagion Research Institute, folks, this is going to be important later. Joe Finkelstein of NCRI and I have exchanged research and promoted each other. But this is driven by friendship and research overlap. He does a lot of DSA and foreign influence work.
No, he doesn't.
No money relationship exists. The vast majority of my income comes from subscribers paying $3 a month. Here's what happened, without embellishment. I was handed a bunch of documents marked sensitive. I had a responsibility to handle them correctly and no institutional cover while I did it. I consulted with others. For instance, Tulsi's staffer said that such documents...
She is literally a Department of War employee.
Documents typically carried markings like authorized for release by order of name. I also confirmed with two State Department executives that what happened to me was deeply non-standard practice for sanctioned journalist leaks. The documents were hard copy given to me without commentary or context, along with repeated requests to leak them. My first public read was that I had been set up, that the markings were a trap. I said that with more certainty than I earned, without ruling out the explanation of an oversight. I corrected my own record before anyone could extract the correction out of me. That being said, this is the only disavowal I'm willing to perform. I will say when I get something wrong. I will not restore my standing by spending someone else's.
Do you want me to remind you guys of the DMs I have with Data Republican where this was before I realized she was do you know how I realized Data Republican was a narrative shill? Let me tell you. Data Republican was sharing completely false photoshopped information about the Party for Socialism and Liberation because all she does is scrape information off the internet. She doesn't have the subject matter expertise to know what's real and what's not. And so I gave her the benefit of the doubt and I DM'd her and said, hey, she didn't know who I was at the time. I was like, hey, just so you know, this is a photoshopped image. She was covering something I had been covering for years at this point. This had already been debunked all over the fucking internet. She doesn't know that, not a subject matter expert, just scrapes things off the fucking internet. And I DM'd her and I said, this is not real. Why are you sharing this? This is a Photoshop thing that isn't real. She completely ignored it. She doubled down. When we went into her replies publicly, she blocked me for criticizing her and offering the information that she was spreading literal misinformation, probably something that was sent to her in her DMs by the fucking Trump administration. Yeah, it was literally a fake PSL sign. It was a fake fucking PSL sign that they photoshopped as a fucking psyop that bears no resemblance to the signs that the PSL actually use. Karlyn, how do you know that? We watch the PSL all the time and we see them in person. We know what their shit looks like. So no, Data Republican does not correct things when she gets them wrong. Most of the time she ignores it and she blocks the people who tell her.
To see what I mean, first look at the structure of what I walked into. Hand a person sensitive documents that every move they make reads as guilt. Keep the documents and its possession. Publish them and it's leaking. Act on them and it's undermining the government. Say nothing and it's complicity. That's what instigated the panic in me. There was no non-liable move I could make without those documents. That is exactly the kind of procedural trap that has ensnared many good conservatives, like Jeff Clark, for instance, folks. I had no reason to trust the actual person giving me the documents. Every action becomes evidence. We've seen this play out, folks, over and over and over again. Even General Mike Flynn was ensnared in a trap because folks, it's gone on over and over and over again.
Hey, guess what, Jenica? Guess what? Don't go work for the fucking government if you don't want that shit to happen. It's real fucking easy. It actually really is. You don't want the government to set you up. Don't go to work for the fucking government.
So back to her essay. Then the same structure appeared again, aimed at who I am rather than what I did. I have been described by a very vocal segment as someone who is somehow simultaneously a Zionist and also being part of the Flynn network. Dwell on that for one moment, if you will. Michael Flynn endorsed my work in early 2025. His more recent public identity is as someone who seeks Quincy Institute-style restraint, which he means by that is against an activity or actions against Iran. He asked whether every member of Congress has an AIPAC handler and called out foreign influence in the lobbying system. In other words, the charge assigns me on both poles of a single issue at once. At first, I labeled this development as incoherent, but that was the wrong word. Conspiracy framing eats those kinds of contradictions for a living, as they do and continue to do. The deeper accusation is that I work all sides and the contradiction proves how deep it runs. You see this
literally, Jenica, the accusation is that you are a Fed, and it is completely true because you are a federal government employee in the Department of War.
With Tyler Robinson. Candace Owens has explained Charlie Kirk's death multiple separate ways: a rooftop rifle, a second gunman, a bomb in his microphone.
Just to be really clear, we fucking hate Candace Owens on this channel and think she's a retarded narcissist.
Pieces of evidence do not rearrange.
The reason I have to say that is because I promise you, if these retards got the chance to say, you're just a crazy Candace supporter, they totally would without doing basic research about the fact that I've called Candace Owens a retarded narcissist so many fucking times, I've lost count.
Theory. Contradictions just drive the conspiracy framing deeper and harder. The accurate word to describe this trap is unfalsifiable. That is the pattern happening here.
Hey, Dragontail, thanks so much for the super chat. Today's streams, morons who believe the Dems and the GOP uniparty work and care for any of us. The irony is that none of this matters. That was a nice little hinge into reality. None of this fucking matters. It's all entertainment. Let them all fade off into oblivion. Yeah, you're right. The mail lady is a Fed, actually. Literally. Fuck the fucking mail lady, man.
Show me that I criticize the lobby and I'm hiding my Zionism. Show me that I cite peer research from a pro-Israeli outlet and I'm hiding my Flynn alliance. Hold both together and I am a deep rogue operative, Mossad probably, because you look very Mossad-like, and this has exposed me somehow. The only way I can answer this charge is a performance. I can either disavow Flynn altogether.
And again, just as a reminder, my criticism of Data Republican from the beginning was her data is shit, it's not accurate, it doesn't stand up to real world evidence, and that she was not able to intellectually debate it. That's literally been my criticism from the beginning. Her data analysis is shit. She doesn't know what she's fucking talking about. She's lying to millions of people about a subject that I am the subject matter expert in. I am not a subject matter expert. I am the preeminent subject matter expert in the far left in America. And if anyone thinks they know more than me, debate me, bro. If anyone thinks there's anyone on the fucking internet who knows more about this topic than I do, tell me who the fuck they are. I am not just someone who knows a lot about this. I am the preeminent expert in the fucking country. That deaf fucking liberal DEI hire doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Her data has always been wrong. It's always misinformed millions of people. She has made my job educating the public significantly harder. How many retards have we seen in our chat go, it's never right saying Amanda say pay? How many conservatards have we had to literally deprogram because of the liberal DEI hire? My criticism of her was intellectual from the very fucking beginning. She is not able to intellectually debate her work, and all the rest of this is just magatard bullshit.
I can disavow pro-Jewish lobbyists altogether. I can disavow, and each disavowal serves as guardrails to box oneself in more until the only move that earns approval is obedience. Does this start to sound something a lot like, oh, I don't know, DEI guilt rituals that disavow whiteness and maleness?
Oh, you're struggle sessioning.
Let me be exact
guys.
on one point.
You're struggle sessioning me. How dare you struggle session me? I'm not supposed to be criticized. I'm deaf and a mom. I'm deaf and a mom. How dare you struggle session me?
Because it's something critics will deliberately obscure. Refusing to denounce Flynn on command is not an endorsement of Flynn. I am not Catholic, and I do not identify with Catholic nationalism at all. But I do not need to hold an opinion of the man to refuse the guilt woke ritual. It is the DEI-like ceremony I am refusing.
You're a leftist.
Now, here's the thing I want most to say, and my own mistake is what taught it to me. The trap needs no trapper. I have been telling people for a year to stop hunting the villain and look for the shared epistemology. I forgot my own instructions for about a day, reached for the narrative, and then walked back. Candace Owens has never practiced this, which brings me back to conceptual
Hey,
James.
Data Republican, you want to debate me, you deaf fucking bitch? I have way more viewers than this little podcast you went on. You want to debate me until I am not fucking Candace Owens. My audience are not Candace Owens' audience. We know our shit, and we know that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and we know that you will never intellectually debate someone like me because you can't. You would get your ass kicked all over the fucking internet. It wouldn't even be close, Data Republican. It wouldn't even be close.
James has been spending 2 years describing what he calls the woke right. In his words, it isn't limited to one race, one sex, one nationality, or one religion. And woke isn't actually about identity. It's about radical politics. It is a drift we can correct. It's when passion turns to dogma, when disagreement becomes treason. It's the habit of people who shame, tribalize, and cancel their own. Where I part from him is the extent to which the label is allowed to stick. I do not like seeing it applied to people. I think unnecessary bridges were burned that way. I see it as a set of behaviors.
I really feel like anyone that's watched my content for more than a year could debate literally anyone on this stream. It doesn't even have to be me. I would put up anyone in my audience who has watched my content for over a year, and you guys could literally debate all these retards. You could probably debate them 4-on-1 and still kick all their asses. That's how fucking smart my audience is about this topic. That's how much I teach people about this topic.
That can be corrected with enough communication and understanding and not giving up on reconciliation. Woke right behavior absolutely exploded post Charlie Kirk. And that leads me to believe that Charlie served as a critical connective tissue, aligning everyone on the same page and smoothing frustrations.
Right,
you see the seams in 1,000 squabbles online. One person uses post-liberal to mean that they're moving past globalism. Another person panics because they read it as discarding liberal values altogether. Soon it becomes a war over what post-liberalism means and how to purge each other out of the party. We will not get.
It means we are not fucking liberals. The reason she's even talking about post-liberalism in this essay is that James Lindsay is a classical liberal. Data Republican is a classical liberal. What does that mean? They're on the fucking left. These are liberals, guys. She's not a conservative. She's never been a conservative. She came out of the DEI industry. She donated to Democrats. She wants to uphold classical liberal values. We don't want classical liberal values.
Charlie Kirk back, but we can become the connective tissue ourselves, one at a time. I will start by remembering that. That's what James did for me yesterday. He talked to me as a friend. He told me the truth. Not all of it was what I wanted to hear. He stood up for me without endorsing what he did. He acted more like Charlie Kirk than anyone.
Wow.
Yes. And
James,
I think
that her entire essay is a tribute to fucking James Lindsay, reminding her to uphold classical liberal values. All right. I would love to continue this, but Jennifer and I have a show at 9 p.m. and I want a little bit of a break. So we're going to have to leave the Data Republican cry stream there. I will put the link in the chat if you guys want to go and watch the rest of it. But I need a break before the next show. I got to set up the stream and stuff. We are going to be back at 9 p.m. tonight. Jennifer and I are going to be joined by Amalek. In theory, he hasn't sent me the fucking videos yet, but in theory, we will be joined by Amalek to discuss the Book of Enoch. And Amalek apparently has a lot to say about it. He's taking classes in it. He has a lot to fucking say. So I'm looking forward to that. I will be back in half an hour, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you to everyone who gave 129 new channel memberships today. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you to everyone who sent in super chats. You guys rock. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do. As a reminder, if you don't catch us at 9 p.m., I will not be streaming tomorrow because I'm going to go have husband time for his birthday, okay? We're going to go on a little adventure. It's going to be awesome. I will probably be back on Thursday, but maybe not quite at 5 p.m. It might be later. I don't really know what our plans are on Thursday, so I'm keeping it open. But that's what's going on. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you later.
How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you here?
That's difficult to answer.
I'm not clear. How is it that playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital?
That's difficult to answer.